with broadcasting, yeah.
Yeah, on TikTok. It's only been a few months.
Yeah, we've been actually doing dual play for a while now.
Yeah, so I figured, might as well talk to the people that are scrolling through. Because if you want to
People
stay
on
hang
YouTube,
out,
I am just
follow.
doing standard stuff real quick, and then we'll be good to go. And of course, it wants me to hit the
Yep,
fucking.
it always wants you to verify on your phone. Through YouTube on your phone, which is cool. I mean, it's funny when you're logging into other apps and stuff on your phone, and then it wants you to go to YouTube on your phone. So.
And I think we're golden. Let me go ahead and double check my thing. It looks like we're live. It looks like we're golden.
Set us up over there. I'm under their face. I'm under their names.
Let's see if I can sing this one. I think that might be the only way to do it.
If you can. There we go.
We're more centered now. I'm just really OCD about centering.
Go back to
stuff
the
placement.
OBS so we can see ourselves live there. Just hit Alt-Tab. Alt-Tab does the same thing.
Hey!
What's up?
Oh, I am TPAW.
Karnage 6778. 90% of everywhere.
And this is Crazy Peas. I don't have any, dance music or other music shows or anything like that. This is kind of like a, still low grade type show because money is a thing and inflation's a bitch. Everyone knows that. But here we are.
Okay. Next week.
Yeah.
For Shats and
I
Gaggles.
own the green screen over there, but I just haven't set it up.
Screw that. No. Not worried about this. What we'll do is we'll put us at the tiniest little thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get to see it live on TikTok, which will be fun for us.
Yeah.
But also, on TikTok, tap the screen for the heart thingy, and share and all that fun stuff. So that way more people will come and show up for Crazy Peas. But also,
where do I share it to?
Oh, you gotta go into your phone under your TikTok. I'll show you.
Oh. I gotta do work on my phone, okay.
Yeah. when you copy the link, it's the same as sharing it.
I am terrible with marketing, which is probably why another reason my book sells just darn great.
So, go to inbox. Ugh. Yeah, shut up. It should show me right there. No, back out. Wrong button.
I took the long way.
Yeah.
As I always do.
There. Yeah, you can do that, but if you hit the little share button here, see how it does all this?
Yeah.
You just hit copy link.
Yeah, if you guys noticed that Peter Paxton,
it'll
my
show it
real first name.
right there. Paxton shared.
Yep,
Copied
Paxton
link.
shared. Because that's the reason why the podcast is called Crazy Peas, is because we both have the surname that starts with the letter P. So
Yeah.
we're both Crazy Peas. And we talk about...
We came up with that like at the beginning because we talked about randomest things.
Yeah, because at the time I was doing a horror show with Johnny Boy, Jonathan Leday with Cinema Cobb, and we were doing the Gallows podcast. And then after a while, we got through 6 episodes, and then he just, COVID hit him hard, and then
and he dived off the deep end.
Yeah, dived off the deep end for months and months, and then.
Yeah.
And then when I finally got him to review Tusk with me, and we did 1 episode, and then he was wanting to cycle guests and stuff, and then he was writing a script, and then that just died. Whatever happened there just gone.
Yeah. See, what's funny is I watched Tusk with you.
Yeah.
And we talked about it on Crazy Peas, and you talked about how you were going to talk about it on Cinema Cobb.
Yeah, I was going to try and bring you into it, and then he just didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it, and then I randomly showed up like I told him I would, and just said, "Hi guys," and just disappeared.
And then he got pissed.
I did one thing.
Yeah.
And it was to piss him off to see if he was going to be a little whiny bitch about it. No offense to him, but...
Yeah.
And then he was, and I'm like, come on, dude, you got to have fun. If you don't have fun with it...
Yeah, it's about how you react to a situation, not because the situation happened. It's because it's how you react to it and how you bounce back from it that matters.
Right.
I've learned that the hard way myself, for the last fucking
6
ever.
years.
Yeah, several years. And... I struggled with a lot years ago, but I'm a lot better at how I react to shit now. Like a lot better.
Stuff.
react to stuff.
Even with me saying that 18 and over, just get somebody gets wine and get me use curse words.
Yeah.
Or we'll go the Jacksepticeye. Shite.
Yeah.
Say the proper word in proper English, like arse and shite and stuff like that. Then they can't complain because it's not a curse word in America, and we're in America. So blow it out your blow it out your anus.
I'm a very vulgar person in the real world.
I mean, we both are.
Yeah, no, you'll be around me and you'll look at me sideways and be like, did that just come out of his mouth? And I'll be like, huh, in other news, it's sunny outside.
Yeah, right?
But like, yeah, no, I'm a very vulgar person, so it's hard for me to manually edit myself. Like, it really is.
The best way I can explain it...
I have to turn on the filter at work and it's super uncomfortable.
No, well, that I understand, because I had to do that too, but it's the thing of, you are like a teacher, but you speak like a sailor. Like a drunk sailor, and I'm like, yeah, that's just kind of who I am.
Which is funny, because I was raised by a sailor, and it's like...
I mean, same.
I was raised by a sailor, an army man, and then, like, I had Navy SEALs around me. Like, I was just full-on military background.
Well,
so, when people
look
are
at
like...
it from my lunacy.
So when people talk about military support via the presidents, which I'm going to get into, by the way, with the politics and the election. It's not a politics podcast, but we're called Crazy Peas.
For a damn reason.
And we say we talk about anything and everything.
And we do.
Yeah, and we do, and we've gotten his ass in trouble a couple times. But, but like,
hey,
yeah.
no, see, the BS part is the 3 or 4 times where I appealed it, only one's actually got me in trouble. Putting it on, setting it onto the side, I'm just gonna talk to my buddy while he's in the passenger seat. Hey, Jose, pay attention, or Hoseby, pay attention to the screen, so if somebody says something, we can, you can read it to me and I can respond.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna talk like I do with Peter.
Yeah.
With TPAW all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody, he's doing it live while driving. Are you paying attention? Because you can see me
and
on the screen.
I heard that.
I'm literally watching the road.
I heard that, and I literally flashed through. Hi, Daddy. Dalton. Do I know you?
Or are you one of the kinks that
is that one of those ones where like it's a Deadpool quote? Dad. I'll play along. What's up, Dalton? Are you Dalton from Andrew's crew from Oceans Above Us?
Which Dalton are you?
Yeah, which Dalton? Because like I want to know.
We
I know a lot of people from a lot of different groups. Like the way my life works with social life is I like know like clusters of everybody, and like including on my Discord, my Twitter, and other media. I know people from over
everywhere.
Yeah, I know from people from 12 different countries. Let's put it that way. So when I sit there and talk to them about how America's doing, I'm just like, yeah, things are kind of in a rough spot. It was kind of like Deadpool 3 when he was like, you're kind of coming down a low time with Marvel.
Right?
I'm just like, huh, America, right there, America. Kind of a low point.
We have to get out of the America thing and go, America!
Yeah, for real.
The good Southern boy who's like,
they haven't said anything else. They said, hi, Daddy, and then they didn't say anything else. So I'm kind of...
Maybe
annoyed.
they said it to see if we'd look and
I'm so disappointed right now. I was waiting for a follow-up.
Maybe it was just, hi, Daddies.
Yeah, right?
But they didn't want to put the S just in case. Or, that's why I said, is it for you?
Right.
Or is it for me?
Right.
Because I've been having the women chase my butt, and it's like, ooh, this is
We're
fun.
both dads, so it kind of counts.
And that also,
like,
so yeah.
So he's got 2 kids. I got 4.
That's
so
where it's
counts.
always like the whole daddy thing. I'm like, can we not?
I've played dad to people that aren't even my own. Like, it's just a thing.
It's the father figure thing.
Yeah. I'm either the crazy uncle or the dad figure. It just happens.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm the lunatic uncle for your kids, but
Yep.
sometimes they treat me like I'm dead sometimes because you're busy with work and stuff. It's like, I need help with this thing. I'm like, well, what about your mom?
Right.
No, because she's helping this sibling with this thing. Can you help me with this thing? Okay, what's the thing?
Yeah.
And it's just help. It's the, like you were telling my most recent ex, it's the ingrained dad mode in me.
Yeah, it is. It really
it's not
is.
even a thought I have, it's just what I do. like you were telling your buddy Howlett, that I just took over being dad and just done. Not even a second thought, just fit straight to the place
Howlett
and just
got dragged off to frickin' jail, and then Karnage just sort of jumped in and played dad figure for.
I mean, I gave it like literally almost a month. And then I'm like, you know what? She needs somebody, the kid, and so does his ex.
I have to literally manually tell myself not to dad a child because of the fact that I just jump into that mode.
Right.
It's that nurturing part of me. The part of me is like,
either you
this
have
kid
the
needs my help,
instinct or you don't.
right? Yeah. And like, I'm actually would jump. Like, I'll sit there and I'll like, we went to Maverick today. The little 5-year-old that was running around the store. If their parents were around, I would have been like, okay, let's go into dad mode. Let's make sure they're okay.
Well, that's like the kid
me.
who.
They're not my kids. That's what I do.
Came into Maverick because like his dad had cocked him.
Yeah, that was a very rough.
That
night.
wasn't.
Not even my kid, and it's rough.
No. That was rough for all of us.
Yeah.
There was 3 of us. There was me, you, and I think it was Megan.
Yeah, Megan.
That night.
I think it was Megan. Yeah, because Megan was trying to figure out what the heck to do, and so Megan just got the cop involved. I went out to the parking lot to see where the cop went because they drove in the parking lot and then moved and drove out of the parking lot. And I was like, oh great, so now we're gonna have to track down this kid's parents. And then the cop came back. She went ahead and hit them up.
His vehicle to the back of the store.
Yeah, and then she came back, talked to him. We talked to the cop briefly, told him what was going on, or at least told him the general gist of what we know is going on. Let the kid fill in the rest, and then the kid basically talked to him and stuff. And she got him, snackos and drinks and stuff, and it was. I was having flashbacks to when I was in California, and it was me at a 7-Eleven. So it's like,
See, that's where your flashback went.
Yeah.
My flashback on it was, oh great, this is like me helping my friend or dealing with my friend's parents being like this. Is like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, seriously.
Because sometimes the cops can't do anything, but it's like,
Exactly.
But after the cop walked off for a second, moved his vehicle, and then came back, I'm like, okay, give it a couple minutes, feel out the energy. Okay, it's good for us to go. Let's go home.
Yep. Yeah, no, as soon as it seemed like the cop had it handled, we're just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, right.
Our job's done. It's a stranger. It's a stranger kid. We want to be able to help out, but you don't overreach, because, like,
right?
we don't know the situation. The kid could easily be misinterpreting things.
Or blew it out of proportion.
Yeah.
Or because the kid's a kid, it hurt more than the parent intended it to.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Because I've seen that also.
Yeah, I've been there with my own kids.
I've been there with other people's kids where I'm not trying to be rough, but somebody gets hurt. I'm like, what happened? Well, when you did this, I got hurt. How did that hurt you? And then you got to go into the whole details, and I'm going to tell my dad you're evil, or whatever the thing is. It's like, I thought we were goofing off and playing around.
And I still get told that
boys
I don't beat
rough.
my kids enough, and I'm like,
and it's like, for me, it's always the odd part of, well, we're not that rough. It's like, well, if you don't teach your kid to be at least a little resilient, they're literally gonna freaking break under the first inkling of pressure. Like, come on.
Which is why when Cass especially hurts himself, I guide him through it and I help him out with it. But otherwise, I'm like, you survived worse.
Well, that's like I came in earlier and he was having a panic attack. I'm like, dude, stop, breathe, because you screaming and yelling is not gonna help Mom figure out what you're talking about, because you're just bellowing like a psychopath. And then almost instantly after I said that, Clips was like, dude, take a breath, cool your shit, let's figure out what the heck the real issue is.
Yep.
She went into, basically what I did, I threw out the energy, this is where it needed to go, and that's what rolled.
Yeah, the interesting part for me is that when Phoenix broke her arm, I didn't baby the crap out of her. I guided her through it.
Okay, let's go take you to the hospital, get you a cast, okay, keep moving.
Yeah, and then with Arian split his fucking finger open, finger open, and had to get stitches in it. I basically guided them through it and helped them through it. And I think that's part of the reason why they are as resilient as they are. Like, I've been told by people that are like, your kids are pretty resilient for their age group. And
I
I'm
mean,
like, partly it's part of it's genetics, and part of it's probably because I
Well,
told
because as soon as the
a Gen X.
adult flips out, the
Mm.
kid flips out. If you don't flip out, and everybody's like, these new Gen Alphas, they're crazy. It's like, no, this is proper Gen X reincarnated because we're teaching them, don't flip your shit, don't have a panic attack, chill your ass.
Yeah, no, I've straight
Yeah,
up been told by people that are like, dude, you act like such a Gen Xer for being a millennial, and I'm like, it's because I was raised by one. I was
Right.
raised by tons of them.
You were raised by Gen X. I was raised by freaking baby boomers, or
Mhm.
right after baby boomers, technically baby
And
Gen
it caused you to
Xers.
conflict with Calypso a ton.
Oh God, goddamn millennial.
Well,
Hey,
she's
I
a
tried to
millennial who
fix
acts
it.
like she's like younger Gen Z, even though she's not. She's literally like my brother's age, Andrew's age.
But see, the funny
Brother.
part is, your brother acts like a Gen Z on some shit. It's
Oh,
like,
he does.
Dude, grow the fuck up.
At that time when I freaking told him he was being whiny at his house and stuff, I was like,
He
dude,
got all bent out of shape.
he
It's
got
like,
bent out of
dude,
shape.
He's trying to tell you this is what you're doing. This is not what you should do. What you should do is this. So, you're tired of everybody telling you to breathe? Why don't you just fucking
I
breathe
told
then?
him, like when I told him, I'm like, if 8 people are telling me to breathe, I probably should breathe. And then like,
Yeah, no. I
and then,
love
like,
that.
and then like we were sitting in his kitchen, and like I got fed up, honestly. I got really fed up because I'm like walking around the house. I'm like, this is a nice place, like, and it seems like he's taking good care of it. And then he was just like watering down all of his efforts and then whining about it and stuff. And I'm like, dude, can you just stop being a
Quit
whiny?
being
dude?
a negative bitch.
Yeah,
Like, be
just quit being
positive.
whiny.
You
Like,
have a house. It might not be yours in name. You might be renting it, but it's better than nothing.
Jay says, what's up?
Howdy, brother. But I mean, it's the thing of, you want to scream, you want to yell, you want to cuss at me, and then he thought you were like literally like, listen here, child, and you're like, brother, pick yourself up, quit
Yeah.
freaking going straight to the negative. And then you looked at me and I'm like, okay, here's my input.
Yeah.
You're just
He's
feeling
been a lot more
blues
chill
because
since
you've
then,
never
too.
healed, and you're still stuck at everything hurts because everybody's picking on me. Nobody's picking on you. We're trying to give you advice, not lecture you. There's a difference. It's
He's
called
Been
sibling love.
So much more chill since then too.
Yeah, because I said the whole thing. You're just feeling hurt from past wounds that you haven't healed. Heal those wounds, and don't let what I'm saying to you now trigger you because you think I'm doing what's always done to you. And he went, oh, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, I'll quit being a bitch.
Yeah, I told him I'm like, keep being the badass that you're supposed to be and stop being a whiny ass. Because he was being a whiny ass. And I told him like, stop being a whiny ass, just be the badass you're supposed to be. Be the badass you were raised to be.
I mean,
We were
a
raised by
couple
the same
times
people.
When I would go, oh, fine, apparently I'm an issue because bitch can't get her shit together even though I'm shoving her through it. It's like, then you're like, shut up, you're a badass, she's just a bitch. I'm like, okay, cool.
I texted him because I came outside briefly to smoke or for me vape.
Babe.
And I walked outside to vape and to quick vape and stuff. And because the people here they get testy about that stuff inside the house. But like we went outside vaped, and then he was going on about how much of a piece of crap he was and going on about all these other things. Like
I guess I'm a piece of crap because I'm trying to help and clearly I don't want to be helped.
Yeah, he was having a very, very rough mental health night. And I texted him and was like, basically told him, you're a badass motherfucker and you need to stop with the negative self-talk, cut the crap, and that you need to keep moving and do it exactly what you've always been doing. And I didn't get a response, but the next day he was like, I saw your text and I appreciate it, brother. And then and that was it.
And then I just kept on being me.
Yeah.
Bitch got scared because apparently I was too good at pleasuring her. Although, how the hell are you too good at that? One and two, that clearly shows she's only been with amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fucking amateur. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I know so well what I'm doing. The few what would be considered smut
Mm-hmm.
I've done the last few days are erotica if it's put in the right context in a story. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've made more panties wet in the last 3 weeks than I have in the last fucking 5 years. So
Yeah.
Clearly, I know what I'm doing, and I know how to say, da-da, and they're like, oh, I love that. When can you do that to me?
Yeah.
That's literally what I've been hearing, and I have one that's actually. Here's hoping she doesn't chicken out or pull some bullshit.
Yeah.
Although the way she's talking, she's gonna show up tomorrow, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
If she shows up, then as far as I'm concerned, we're in a relationship, and I'm gonna rail the shit out of her because she wants to stay all weekend, and I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna put a smile on her face.
I'm not trying to jinx it.
Then it'll happen. So shut up and don't say it. Don't say it, bitch. I will bust you in the jaw if it happens too. Exactly what you think. Shut the fuck up. Prick.
I've been giving him crap nonstop the last few weeks.
When you're trying to actually meet somebody and ain't none of them got the balls to show the fuck up, I'm more pissed about anything. That's why I'm like, she will show up because her whole attitude's been different. Also, compared to the other that have tried to talk to me.
Yeah.
Actually, two of them here most recently that I've just been talking to have been like, it's like, okay, that means she's thinking about being serious. Okay, let's actually see where it goes.
Yeah.
One lives more than 7 hours away, one lives an hour away, so let's see if the local chick actually has the ante up to actually do the shit where nobody else that's supposedly local has had the ante up to do anything.
Oh, should I invite Jose? It says invite Jose. What's up, Jose? You're in here? Jose, who's
think I don't know if I sent him the link, but I shared it on Twitter and make sure I shared it in a few other places. So
he asks me about it all the time because he's my stepdad. The guy that you guys have probably heard us talk about in the podcast. He's my stepdad. I know my mom's passed away, but he'll always be my stepdad. I don't give a crap what Andrew says. I don't give a crap what a lot of the family says. He's always family, and that's
right?
that is pure. That is law. That's TPAW.
He calls me his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because I never thought of it like that. I always just considered him like my buddy. He just happened to be your adopted dad.
Mm-hmm.
You adopted him.
Yeah.
And he adopted you and your siblings.
Yep.
With their lunacy. I mean, Nico's not near as bad as they used to be.
My kids call him Tata. And they've called him Tata since they were born.
Like forever.
Yeah, because literally him and my mom showed it back up to Utah, and me and my mom reconnected after years of being estranged. And when Aryan was a day old, literally Aryan was in the hospital a day old, and now Aryan's 9 years old, and so it's been that long. And him and mom were helping us with taking care of the kids as each kid showed up, and Aryan was already here, like a day old. And so Jose's been there pretty much since day one, literally. So that's his background in our family.
Excuse me. But yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, Jose's a badass.
Oh yeah, he's even a badass at the gym too now. Oh, we in Locked in are badass.
Days, but
yeah,
I mean, we all
got
do,
that.
So.
He's got that whole. It's that whole old military thing where he has to, show up.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here properly.
Yeah, he's whole. He talks smack on it nonstop, but his Air Force kicks in and he's like, I gotta be badass. So, it's awesome.
It helps.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not being the drunkard. He's being the decent human.
Oh, he's been craving stuff that we've been doing for years.
Ever.
Like he did the
and
whole
we kept trying
guys'
to drag
night
him
stuff
to
and
it
everything.
And he's like, it's like, dude, stop drinking, quit being the guy, and be yeah, let's go do shit.
Exactly.
So we like him more now because he's actually willing to participate.
Yeah.
Way more than he used to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the thing is I have a unique.
So we love you, Jose.
Yeah, I have a unique relationship with him compared to how Andrew did. Because Andrew always was kind of like the bachelor, didn't have kids, didn't have to deal with any of that. Just pure, sassy attitude, sassafras. Whereas Jose and I were operating like partners, essentially. Like, I told him, too, I was like, by the way, I kind of see us as, like, not quite business partners, but, like, partners in the sense like you're my stepdad and you're helping raise the kids as their grandpa. And he was like 100%. And so ever since then we've just been compadres.
Me and Jose's always gotten along, but with the ex-wife and some of her bullshit and pulling away from your mom and everything, and like, yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of made that relationship a little bit hard. Because I think if I'd have been able to be around more,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have gotten to the beer like he has.
Yeah. You know, he was devastated. When Mom passed away, we were messed up.
I mean, and I was stuck in the situation I was, which wasn't really bad at the time, but also I wasn't in a good place, so I really couldn't be around.
When I say messed up, you know what it probably means.
And if you don't, Jose, throw in the comments, tell him how messed up.
Yeah.
You know, you
It
walked
was
through the bullshit.
bad. 2019. There was a lot of people that had.
2019
There were a lot of people that had great 2019s according to media. I did not. In fact, it nearly killed me.
The only thing good that happened in 2019, which has been taken away from me, so fuck 2019, was my house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, get the kids out or make sure the kids are at school. I'll just light that fucker on fire. I couldn't give a shit.
Arson.
I expressed my anger through fire. Oh, dude, you saw that with Martha.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we were out back, and she
I
believed
started
everything was
doing
fine.
stuff.
And then out of nowhere, I come outside, check in on them, and he's walking around the backyard, just kind of. It's almost like he's pacing, and
Kind of was.
and she's sitting there watching as he takes his shirt that he used to always wear, the Santa Claus one, and he lights it on
not
fire.
The Santa Claus. Let's
Oh,
be
that's right.
adults about it.
Yeah,
Rock,
let's get along
paper,
with
scissors.
adults, which is what made it ironic and metaphorical as well, because it's a shirt that talks about being adults, and he's lighting it on fire, and then putting the shirt that's burning on one of the cans that were out there, the giant black cans that look like fuel tanks.
I think it's a 50-gallon drum.
Yeah.
For those who know.
Yeah. And
It
so
was cleared out to be a smoking or grill drum.
yeah, so he puts the shirt that's on fire on that thing, and then walks away, and then leaves, and then he comes back.
Needed some fucking
20
air,
minutes
man.
later, and she's like freaking out, and then he comes back, and she's still freaking out, and I'm telling him, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, we talk a lot, but right now, I'm out of the loop. You're more in the loop than I am. And she was just like, what?
Yeah, and then she pulled the shit of leaving, but not leaving in her opinion. But I'm like, yeah, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no. I warned you and told you don't do this.
That was a bad situation.
Because
she
now
stopped.
she's in a shittier situation because it's $600 to $700 a week to pay rent at a hotel she used to live at with both of her exes. One's in jail and one's just a fucking douchebag like he always is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the bad guy.
Apparently.
Because she talked to me for, what was it, like a week or two? And then she blocked me again. It's like, wow. Okay, that shows your true colors. Fuck you, bitch.
Yep.
I wash my hands of your bullshit. I blocked her. I'm like, this is the game we're playing. I'm done.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. It was pretty rough. Like, I pretty much was trying to help them get through it, and still trying to be there for my kids, still trying to be there for my wife and stuff. And the wife was getting annoyed because she knew it was coming. She saw it coming ahead of time, and she was like, well, it happened to Hallett, so it was going to happen to my brother.
Well, okay, and because of her and Hallett saying that, that's why it happened. If you don't put the energy out there, it won't fucking happen. And I kept saying that. Shut the fuck up, quit saying that.
I mean,
nobody listened. Everybody kept saying it. That's what the fuck happened. I'm like,
I just simply went,
right.
well, it is gonna, whatever it's gonna be is whatever it's gonna be. I had very little commentary.
Dude, even
on
she
it.
talked about it. I'm like, then don't do that. Let's. You
Yeah.
want to move past your past bullshit. You want to do all this stuff.
Oh,
You
she
want to
loved
move
being
forward. Supposedly marry me and or get a house and have a couple kids together. Then how about you not go back into the patterns you know because you're comfortable there. Just because you're comfortable in the pile of shit you used to be in doesn't mean you're going to be comfortable in it again.
Something I told Martha was a good rule of life is past is depression, and it's a backlog. It's a history, so you can refer to it if you want. And the future is anxiety, and so no matter what happens in the present moment, the moment may suck a lot, but the moment may also be awesome as hell. Live in the moment, and then just keep track of what's happened, and then try to prevent future mistakes.
Because I'm
And she just, sometimes she got it and sometimes she didn't.
well, it's like when she said one thing and then I saw her do something different. It's like, okay, why are you lying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not lying. Well, clearly you're hiding something.
Yeah.
Your whole body language, your whole fucking hoo-ha, everything about you, including your energy, is saying, you're not telling me something. What aren't you saying? You're not saving my feelings by not telling me. You're actually making it worse. So just be honest.
I think she was so torn up in like what role she was playing in her own life, because there was a point.
She thought she was
Yeah,
playing.
Because when Hallett wasn't even taken away just yet to jail, I literally told her before he came back outside. I told her, I'm like, are you playing a role right now? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, you're playing the role of the girlfriend. You're playing the role of the mom. But are you really wanting to play the role of the girlfriend to him? Or are you wanting to play the role of the side piece to the other guy that you were involved with for years? You got to figure out what role you're wanting to play and who you're wanting to be. And I'd recommend you look into that for a while. And apparently that helped out Hallett for like a week. And then a week or two, and they were doing fine. And then he got dragged away. And then like 2 to 3 weeks later, he's comforting her, and then suddenly her role switches, and that whole thing happened. And I'm like going, I don't think she knows who she is.
No, she didn't. She was even scared to go see her kids.
Yeah,
Her
that's
own
strange.
kids. She has her traumas that she's letting control her presence. She keeps. It's the thing. If you keep looking behind you, you're never gonna see what's in front of you. You're gonna trip over your own bullshit.
Yeah. I was annoyed at her for constantly repeating some patterns and repeating some stuff she said she wanted to stop, but that's on her. That's up to her.
Well, that
that
was literally my bitch at her the whole time. It's like, you keep saying you have nightmares about doing it. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah. If you feed into the nightmare that's in your head, like the nightmare that you think is going to happen,
It will happen.
then you're going to fulfill it in some way. It may not exactly be like the nightmare, but a version of it will transpire, because you're going to give into your fear, which is going to cause you to start creating negative habits, which is going to chain link that onto negative behaviors, and because of the behaviors and habits, passive actions combined with active actions are going to happen, which will lead to you being a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
So don't do it. Just don't.
And that's what the hell we kept trying
Just
to
say
tell her.
cancel.
It was like for a fucking month, dude.
Yeah.
And that's when she went all freaking from lovey-dovey to fuck you fucking prick to me, and I'm like, the fuck have I done to you, bitch?
Last year especially, I have tons and tons of PTSD from the last few years. So anytime I get intrusive thoughts, or anytime I get like really bad negative thoughts and really bad negative like mental pathways, I always end up saying cancel. Just cancel, stop.
Jose just saying he's watching the podcast.
I'm
See
watching
what the
our
hell we're
podcast,
doing.
LOL. Hey, so you're watching the podcast, Jose, and we're watching you watch the podcast. How's that for some fourth wall breaking?
I can't sleep.
guarantee
I'm off work tomorrow. Oh wait, no, he has work.
He's either
Don't
gonna
fuck yourself.
He's either gonna be like, huh, or he's gonna be like, heh 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 heh, like always.
Yeah.
Little Jose giggle.
Yeah.
On TikTok, I know you're watching on TikTok,
well, no
bro.
shit, Goober. You're responding on TikTok.
Yeah. Jose is not the most well versed on technology, I'll have you know. Like, he loves flipping through shorts and doom scrolling and laughing at things, or playing the little games where because his era is 80s, like whether it's 80s pop, 80s metal, 80s rock and roll, 80s whatever. His era is 80s, so a lot of times he will know everything that's 80s. Try to do 90s or try to do new millennia, you will stump his ass.
He will get lost in the bullshit.
Yeah, he'll be like, wait, what was that? I don't get it.
And I was young enough, but old enough, I'm like, oh, I remember that. That's this.
He's turning 60 in the next couple years, I believe. So, if that tells you how old he is.
He's melting.
Yeah.
We must get him to the gym more. We
Yeah.
must build him so that way he can't melt.
We told him, we're going to take you to the gym so much, you'll grow a whole new Jose. And then you'll be like J.K. Simmons. Or, J.K.
Yeah, you have the name right.
Yeah, you'll be like J.K. Simmons, who played J. Jonah Jameson on Spider-Man.
The original said.
Said, dope! That's what he said. Dope! He actually said da, but I think he meant dope.
No, duh.
Yeah, that too. And so...
I mean, it's the same thing. It's just, are you dang it, I did that again, or, well, duh, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Either way, it can work in both directions.
Yep.
Just
pretty
like
much.
she can, but that's a whole different argument.
Yeah, he's been making all sorts of different jokes. Like, there's times we'll be at the gym and we'll like be like 50 reps in, and he'll say something about how he'll take her from behind or whatever, and it's just
me being a goofball.
Yeah, nothing specific either. No specific female, just in general.
Randomness. I like fucking.
Yes.
That scares the shit out of most women.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, well, see, and that's my biggest thing, because any girl I've talked to in the last, I'll say, month, just to cut it short, just in case, but it's basically been like, okay, here's my shit, here's my handicap, this is where my limited income is, this is how much apartments are in the area I'm at. So, like, if you want to start something and you're talking about actually coming here, here's where the hiccups are.
Yeah. Pretty much.
If you want to, that's fine. I don't mind. But I'm not gonna, like, solid down it's a permanent relationship until I meet you in person.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't meet you in person, then as far as I'm concerned, we're just chatting and you're falling in love with me. That's cool. I love everybody. Love you too. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I do. I love everybody. One of my things I've lived my whole life on is we're all family. I love everybody. That doesn't mean I have to like what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the whole, what, you love Lucifer? Yes. He's my spiritual brother. Like, what's the issue? You love...
More like spiritual uncle, but yeah.
Brother. Because no matter the dynamic, we're all spiritual brothers and sisters. It's just, when were you born? Are you, like, 10th generation spirit, or are you 1st generation spirit?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So, I mean, even what everybody calls Jesus, that probably isn't how you pronounce his name, but the English-fied it.
It's always like Yeshua or something like that.
Whatever. It's the
Called
thing
God
of...
Yahweh.
Well, that's his actual name. But you have to be careful, because don't take it in vain and blah, 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 blah. But
He
you're
has no
talking
problem
about
saying
him
it.
like who he is, so he wouldn't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
It's when people are like, God damn it! Now you're using his title, not his actual name, to literally say damn to something.
I
It's
say
like,
gods
y'all are
a
rude.
lot. Like, I say gods in plural a lot.
Well, I mean, from the viewpoint of mortal living, any angel would be considered
Ice
God
water.
level entity.
Yeah.
So, you know, that kind of goes into my whole dynamic about how all the Greek and Roman and gods.
Good night, my family. Work tomorrow, LOL. Yeah. Go ahead and sleep well, bro. We're, podcasting and trying to chill out and have fun, and you can watch it
We'll
later.
destroy the world in an hour. Don't worry about it, Jose.
Yeah, just try not to kill yourself tomorrow. Mr. Tata.
No. If he's gonna kill himself, remember, Jose, just make sure it's between the legs so that we can die with a smile on our face.
You two have fun.
We
We
always
will.
do.
Yeah, this is one of the times where I do have fun. If it was going back to work, I'd be like, grind.
Well, see, that's why last week it's like play the game and my brain goes, I'm too tired for that. I could talk for hours, but game. Brain says no. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, have fun. I'm gonna take a nap,
Yeah,
and I went to bed.
pretty much.
I mean, I talked to one of the ladies for a little while, but yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I like talking. I like having people to talk to. It's like, how many friends do you have in person? Like 2 or 3. Online, like 5,000.
Yeah.
I need more people in my life. So that's like Gabriel talking about coming down tomorrow. I'm like, yes, somebody.
You can only meet
And
her
we'll
and
see
stuff.
what happens. See, my whole thing is, I want to meet in person, and if there's a click, good. If there's not, then okay, we just, stay chummy.
Yeah.
No bullshit. No crap.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, that's also the way I'm built.
Also, if you're watching the podcast, hello, what's up?
Send me more pictures.
He told me that you might be watching it, in the green room, aka outside. He told me that we
Might
may
have
end
you
up having
in-
talk to you and stuff, and hang out with you and stuff.
I don't think so, because she's not on the two that are constant. Although it only
I just
shows your
figured
picture
I'd
currently.
address
so
her,
I don't
and
know.
I'd figure I'd talk as if she's there.
I mean,
and
nothing wrong with
And
that.
if she watches the live playback, she'll see it.
I don't know how you do the live playback, so
I
only
believe there's a
think
way of
TikTok can
doing
do
it,
that.
because TikTok does have, because TikTok logs everything, of course. So I figure if you did a live, you would have live playback at some point.
They have live playback. They can rewatch it. If I knew a way to do it, because it's on my phone, not on my
If
computer.
you guys want to see us
It's
on
different.
YouTube as well, because I do have a YouTube channel.
And that's
you can,
where we do the podcast.
You can actually
usually.
find it by capitalizing TPAW. I had it as T-Paw's Playground. Found that it was the hardest freaking thing in the world for people to find, so I
Right.
changed it and simplified it to just T-Paw. The original name, like the name on YouTube, the profile name is still T-Paw's Playground, but you can technically search up TPAW, T-Paw, my pseudonym, and still find it. So if you want to find us on YouTube and see us there, cool. The playback is there. I also have every episode ever recorded on my external hard drive, so...
We have logs of the bullshit.
Yeah,
we've talked
I
about.
literally will take one of these days, because I've been busy as hell this last year, just taking care of stuff that is not creative. And one of these days, I'm going to go
One of
onto
these
the...
days, I'm just gonna ask you for your hard drive, hook it into my laptop, and just go.
I'm going to take all the episodes I ever recorded and just do a friggin' dump on Rumble and see if we can get some traction there too. I have streamed
5,000 episodes.
Yeah, and I have StreamYard too, so it's like I could easily use StreamYard to broadcast it if I really wanted to. I just haven't played with it yet.
Some of the people who used to watch us on my Twitch, because we just always set it up and say, fuck it, just run with it.
Yeah, I've just been using OBS to broadcast on YouTube because it's easy.
The only reason I use
Very
TikTok
simple.
is because I finally got, even though I think like more than half of them are like TikTok bots
Yeah.
running for TikTok, and that's why I keep getting flags. Because it's like, you talked about somebody who's dealt with being molested or raped.
The interesting thing
And-
about that for me is that mental health is a key word, and mental health is like a hot topic in politics, hot topic in other different social circles. Such a hot topic that I was utterly floored and amazed and dumbfounded and disgusted. It was a very complex emotion I was feeling when you told me that they canceled your account or stopped your live thing, and I'm like, but you were talking about mental health and you were talking about how someone got hurt, like,
and how I was trying to guide them through working through it. Yeah.
yeah, which is what I do.
Or the stupidities, like with Martha, it's like, okay, can we like leave now? Well, my brother's not in the plane leaving, so what? You said this person did this to you. We're still here, and so are they. Can we like quit with the like bullshit and like lies and pretending to be happy and just leave?
Right. I find it weird that mental health is considered a stigma still, even though it's considered a hot topic and like people love to talk about it
The weirdness
as well.
of
As
what
like,
it is versus
they
what
love to
it could
virtue
be
signal. They love to
is-
say mental health is so important, and then they go, "Oh, let's cancel this person because it hurt my feelings and I was triggered." And it's like,
while I'm trying to
What?
talk about how to work through it, like,
yeah,
I'm trying to help you, but I'm the bad guy because I brought up the subject you don't like. It's like, hello? Head
Yeah.
at a sphincter, please?
pretty much. It's just weird to me. Like,
It's a giant pyramid.
I literally, there's a old as hell podcast now episode that we
Yeah.
recorded like 3 years ago, and I called it The Art of Caring. And
Yeah,
it's because
you
I
just
had to,
dealt with
yeah, I
somebody
had,
and
someone
whatnot.
was about to unalive themselves. They were on
'Cause
the
you can't
ledge.
use the other word.
Yeah, they were about to unalive themselves. They were on a ledge, and I literally spent 7 hours talking them off the ledge. Like, it,
I remember
messed
that
me
night because
up.
I came over for podcast. You're like, I've been dealing with this today. I'm like, okay, then let's talk about that.
Yeah, it messed me up. I had an hour of sleep, went to work, did my full shift, and then afterwards did some cleaning, and then pounded another couple energy drinks, and then we did the podcast. It was rough. I was afterward. I was sitting in the back of my chair and going, "Please tell me he's still alive."
Yeah, you checked on him after we were doing podcasts. And
Yeah,
everything
I
was
did.
good.
I did, and he seemed to be fine. Won't say his real name or anything, but it was a very rough time period. Let's just say that. Angie took care of him too, because he was a coworker.
So there you go.
Yeah, because I asked her about it. I was like, hey, because he was work mom and she's still work mom, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, how is he doing this sort of thing? And apparently he was staying at her place for a little while before he found his own place, and she was telling me that she was trying to help him get better. So
yeah, I'm just hoping with Gabriel tomorrow the issue of the camping trailer, even though every woman that's tried to talk to me, says they're interested whether they are or not. I'm just like, okay, well, here's where the hell I am in life. I kind of got thrown under the bus with the divorce in December.
yeah,
So, I mean, this is the first year of recovery, and after divorce, it takes like minimum, from what I've seen from not just other guys, but other people, like my cousin, who's dealing with it. It's a 5-year to a decade fucking issue. I'm like, I want to be 50 when I finally get back up on my feet. Fuck that. Which means I need to find somebody either to be a friend or find somebody to be in a relationship with, so that way I can move forward with, other shit, because it coincides with like relationships and whatnot, or even if it's just friendship.
yep.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do with fucking Martha, and she fucking decided to throw that in the shitter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do you going backtracking. You don't want to be in a relationship, but yet you want to randomly show up to spend time with me, cuddle, kiss, and fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, either we're in a relationship or we're not, bitch.
She wanted friends with benefits is what it sounded like.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. The last one I did that with went fucking screwy as shit, and then she's calling me Satan on earth because I love Joe. He's a badass. My ex-wife's dad. But he's like, oh yeah, no, he's probably fucking like 35 bitches a day.
Yeah, I remember when he said that. That you told me he said that, and I was like,
I mean, thanks. I can, but I'm not a man whore.
Also, 30.
I mean, I could be.
30. Could you really pull
35
off
a week. Let me rephrase that. It was a week.
for a week? So, could you really pull that off though, with 35 women a week?
Okay.
But that sounds like a lot of time.
Now
Like-
per bitch, that's at least. Yeah, that's 8 a day. Give or take.
That's almost okay. That's like
manageable.
that's like screwing somebody as a job,
I mean, if I like
like
fucking
1 an
Indy-
hour.
I mean, we discussed, because you brought up, maybe it's because I was cut out, what I call hatched,
Yeah.
C-section baby. That's why I have a fascination with loving to eat pussy.
Yeah. No. He talks
That is
about
my
that more
obsession.
than anything. And there was one day
I'm
there was one
obsessed
day I'm
with
sitting here
going
on
down
a
on
chair.
a bitch.
I'm trying to brainstorm a story idea, and then out of nowhere, he's talking, and he does voice to text. He doesn't
Because my
text.
fingers text too
So
slow.
he does voice to text. So I'm sitting there in the chair, like, vaping and stuff, and I'm like, and it lost the
You're
thought
in
about
your
it.
zone.
I'm in my zone, and in like my right ear, I literally am hearing what is the sounds of adult entertainment, and I'm going, and I just kind of look over, and he doesn't notice I'm looking over at first until he looks over and goes, "What?" And I'm like, I feel like I just turned on Skinamax. And then he was like, "Oh, with what I just told her." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Huh, I go there." And then he just kept going on it. And then like now he's like, you want to see some of the stories I've been writing? And I'm like, "Sure." So he starts sending me the text messages, and I'm just like going, "Oh." And then like there was one time I was like, "Nice porns." But like, yeah, no, he goes for it. And there was one day
I'm just enveloped in this is what I'm going to do to you.
and there was that one day I was sitting there and I was like going, "You know what I just realized?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I think the reason why you're so addicted to the female anatomy of pussy is because you were hatched and you didn't come out of one." And he was like,
That makes sense.
"Yeah, that's what he
legit.
said." Yeah.
I mean, it's the one thing which I always think is funny is girls like, guys don't like to eat pussy. I'm like, who the hell you been dealing with? Come here.
Yeah.
I love it, especially if she actually comes. It's like, sugar. Shit. the ex, Martha, freaking, because of Hallett not knowing what squirting was, I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And certain things, and she's like, well, I've only been with this many people, and I'm starting to tell her or give her experience and make her do things she's never done. Dude, she fucking, I made her squirt so hard one night, she's like, fuck? I'm like, fuck what? It's like sleeping in a waterbed. I'm like, it's better. What do you mean better? It's, we had fun. Let's just suck it on the juices. This is nice. She's like, you're weird. I know. I'm gonna go for a cigarette and piss because we're done. At least for now. She's like, for now. Woke her up the next morning, gave her another one. She's like, the fuck? I gotta go to work. What the hell?
Yeah.
And I just went, yep. And then when she came home from work, I did it again. And then I did it the next morning again. And then she's like, the hell? Can we, like, slow down? I'm like, aw. But okay, I'll give you a break. Since apparently you can't handle this much dick and this much lips.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never had this much, and I've never been with a guy who has such a high possibility or sex drive. I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm not a bitch and I want what I want all the time.
Yeah.
The only time I stop or slow down is if I fuck you so much my dick breaks. It ain't broke. She's like, I can tell. I'm like, yeah, 4 times in one day. Feel happy. She's like, I don't know what to think. And then she came home. Everybody's saying they like me like this. I'm super happy. Yeah, because you're getting dick proper. I mean, that's what she was talking about for like the first month. Then she like kind of got all bitchy and shit. I'm like, you know why you're bitchy, right? Why? You've slowed me down on fucking you every other night or every night for shits and giggles. What? Because when I was doing that for the first month, 1 to 2 times a night, or once at night, once in the morning, every other day, or whenever the hell I wanted, yeah. You said everybody was telling me you were happy. You're the one ruining your own happiness. And she got pissed. And that's kind of what.
Yeah.
Because I told her, here's what you're doing to yourself, stupid.
Yeah.
Why don't you, like, become more enveloped into my shit? Where it's, no offense, I'm gonna get you horny, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, I'm gonna make you have more orgasms than you know what the fuck to do with, and guess what? Everybody's gonna love you because you're a happy person.
Yeah.
Quit pulling away from being happy and get the shit route out of you nightly or every other night. Like,
yeah.
enjoy the enjoyment. Quit being a sourpuss because I shouldn't be this happy. Quit putting yourself through the negative bullshit that you've been taught or fed.
Yep.
Have enjoyment in what I'm giving you. I enjoyed a lot. I know, but you're also complaining that you don't know how to handle it because this is more joy than you ever had in your life. Isn't that a good thing? Like, the hell? And me telling any female that's like attempted to or like says she wants to start stuff,
Yeah.
until they bring money into it, then fuck off. This isn't about money. This is about getting to know each other, seeing if we have a connection. And then when we meet up in person, seeing if you like it or not.
Yep.
Other than that, I couldn't give a shit about all the other bullshit. All your past trauma, past bullshit. Like, hell, 3 of the girls have like, well, don't you trust me? What the fuck does trust have with it? Here's my boundary. Take my no as a no, or go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like earlier today, one was trying to talk to me, so I'm like, okay, let's see if we can be friends. Let's see. Actually, she started talking with me yesterday. I'm just like, okay, what do you want? Well, I want to get to know you. Let's see if we can be friends. Okay. And then I don't know if it's my energy or just who I am. It went there
Yeah.
for some of the conversation because one, I like knowing everything about everybody, so I go there because a lot of people are nervous about it. I'm like, no, I want to know because if we're actually going to be friends, I want to know this shit so that way if it comes up in you're in a relationship and you actually want to be friends, then let's go through the stuff.
Yeah.
And she brought up something and I'm like, no. Here's the line. Don't pull this up. Don't do this. This is what I've just experienced here in the last month. This, and this. And I'm sorry, no is a no.
Yeah.
And she went, oh. And then she brought it back up. I'm like, I said no was a no. This is the line. You're crossing it again. Bye. I'm done talking with you.
Wasn't that when they asked you for money or something?
She tried to pull that up, yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that's trying to talk to me and seeing if we can build something in Denver kind of brought that up the other day. And I'm like,
yeah.
don't do that. I'm not going there. So she stopped. So it's see if there's a real connection with the one from up north. If there is, then great.
Oh wait,
you fucked it up. Just give it a sec. It'll let you do it again. Hand it to me. Just hand it to me.
I was trying to do his little puzzle thing. And
it's a stupid thing you gotta do to verify you're human.
Yeah, make sure that they know I'm not a. Make sure that they know that we're not a bot.
Be careful. What percent am I at?
You're at 73%.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I figured we're good. Just had to let them know we're not bots.
Yeah, no. Last time when I did the live at the gym, the first one.
Yeah.
I tried to do the second one, but apparently the way my finger touched it after working out, having to work out slight shakes.
Yep.
Especially with my disability, which makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I bumped something and it didn't like it. They made you a robot.
Yeah.
And just kicked me off the live. So I did a short little video on TikTok. Sorry about the live ending. The stupid damn app told me I was a robot when I was trying to show it I wasn't a robot.
Yep. What's it doing now?
It's telling me to go fuck off. Somebody did something stupid. Yep. See?
Oh.
I mean, my phone. Yeah. Somebody said you said something. I mean, it's 18 and above. If you can't handle it, no offense, go fuck yourself. No, I don't agree. This restriction is too strict. Hang on a sec. What's the restriction? What community guidelines did I violate? You just said violate. I hate that crap. They don't actually tell you what you did.
Yeah.
Somebody got butthurt. Appeal. Kiss my butt. I was talking about a real situation that happened in my life. I wonder if the new girlie popped in and...
Yeah.
Talking about my personal shit. Actually, I'm just talking about my shit. You don't like it? Go buzz off. Who is that? Okay, just some person. Keep talking, I'm just...
Alright.
I'm just looking at the stats real quick.
Yeah, so basically, I was also going to talk about the current election that's going on right now. It's pretty crazy. You got Kamala Harris who's doing her tours throughout the country. Then you got Trump who's trying to claim that she's copying him, which is kind of weird and strange to me because if you are two candidates who happen to have similar ideas and happen to align on some things, you should probably be proud of that and should probably be using that as part of your election campaign to talk about how awesome you both are and how you both care about the country. But for some reason, he's got to stick up his ass and wants to claim that she's copying him or whatever.
So
I had a friend, Ryan, who's a guitarist that I know. He's a guitarist that was in one of my bands actually, a band that me and the wife got together in. Very beginning, that guy. He was awesome. Ryan Payne. And we called him Fabio. A lot of really good memories of that guy. And he was telling me that he found it weird that she basically was trying to quote-unquote copy Trump. And I told him, I would prefer it if they were aligned on some things because they're both trying to run for the country. They're both trying to lead.
The thing I've seen here most recently about copy is them also no, copy as in they want to say they want to do the things that he said he wants to do. But the thing is, they also say that he's done the exact opposite when he's literally all of his talking points have been to do what they're saying he's going to not do or break or stop.
Right.
That's like Social Security. The most recent video I saw was about he wants to cancel and delete Social Security. And the person who was doing the episode or clip was like literally showing him talking about we don't want to cancel. Let's not cancel Social Security.
Yeah.
Because those who have paid into it and earned it, he didn't talk about the disabled end of it, which I'm slightly pissed about, but that's a different dynamic because I haven't seen anything. And me trying to look that up, it just doesn't give me anything that I can actually watch of him talking about it or not.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
Well, I don't. I know he's talked about it.
Yeah.
But if you try to find a clip or try to find something as far into it as you have to go, or finding exactly where it is hard as shit.
Yeah.
But it's the thing that the vice president candidate for her literally talks about being in war and having a gun, even though he's never held a gun, and literally just one of those fucking assholes who I was in the war when he sat on his ass during the whole war, or military, interaction.
Right.
So it's okay. You've already proven you're a lying piece of shit, so we can't trust you either.
I don't know. I feel like it's cool that
that's
he
what
served the military.
No, that's fine. If you want to claim to serve in the military, good. But if you're going to claim you were in military action with a gun when you weren't,
right?
In the specific, I don't even remember what war military thing that he was talking about, but it keeps getting shown because that's the one thing. Well, if he's a lying piece of shit, and her twang changes depending on where she is in the United States, and she changes her speech every time to counter, or some of it is literally her saying the exact opposite of what she said over here, because in this state she's got to say she's for this to get the votes. And I've seen videos.
The opposite.
Videos
The opposite opposing side.
Spain, yeah.
Being the exact same way and changing the way he talks so that he can fit each crowd
No,
he's in.
her.
No, I'm talking about both Donald Trump and her doing the same shit.
He doesn't change.
He does. It goes even worse when he's in a field of those Trumpers. He gets way worse because that character that he plays comes out in droves, and then he plays nicer depending on what area
But
he's
see,
in.
he plays nicer, but he doesn't change his policies. The words she's saying is literally the exact opposite of what she said the night before in a different town or state. 90% of his stuff that I've ever seen, and that's here recently before he got clipped in the ear and after, more before than after. But I mean, he's also, right now, he's more centered on certain things, which makes sense. After you almost get killed, you kind of like tighten up your shit a little bit because it hit you.
The only time I actually have liked a video of his was when it was the one that Tyrone Magnus had reacted to, and then I watched the original video, and he actually did stand up for Joe Biden. Like, he stood up for the fact that Joe Biden got us served.
Yeah, no, he's talked about that on a few things I've watched. Whether anybody will admit it, but it's like, he does also have a point, and so do a lot of the right-leaning people with the whole, she didn't get voted in as the candidate, so her candidacy is kind of bullshit. Which I agree with.
I mean,
she wasn't somebody they could pick. And this far into the race, she cut out the senile old bastard, so that way you have to put her in, so that way you don't lose the, what was it, like $50 million, $90 million that you had in funds. You send it back to everybody who donated it.
Problem with that, though, is that Donald would do the exact same shit. I already know.
I don't think so.
I already know he would, because he has done it. He has done it in the past. He's done stuff like that in the past where he will. See, people are okay with people doing things as long as it aligns with what they want, or as long as it aligns with the perception of what they're leaning.
Okay.
What they're leaning.
No. See, now you're sidestepping.
No, I'm not.
When
sidestepping.
has he done it? Taken himself out of the running of something and thrown his running mate in as the
He
replacement.
tried to do it with Pence during the insurrection.
Insurrection.
Remember back in January?
You mean
Back in
that
2021?
bullshit?
Yeah, he was talking about potentially throwing Pence in. If he had gotten slapped and had worse luck than he had, he was talking about putting Pence in as the next candidate, so he can then sidestep Pence and then put himself back in. He was talking about that as a backup plan. In fact, that was something that was being talked about.
He made a joke about it.
It wasn't a joke for him. It was literally a backup plan.
No.
See, that's the thing, is you're doing the exact same thing as some of the other people. You're being lenient on it because you want it to happen.
No, I'm not being lenient on it. I'm
calling
seeing
it out.
because whether you get it the way he talks or not,
yeah.
I've literally listened to him and he says it as a joke, whether you get it or not. It's an East Coast.
Yeah, he's a New Yorker.
Yeah, exactly.
I know he's a New
So
Yorker.
for my brain,
and
the way he says it, because I grew up in the
he's like a
East
hybrid
Coast,
of a New Yorker and a Floridian. I am aware of that.
I mean, Florida's still East Coast, so
remember
fuck
I
off.
talked about how people don't look at these people as people. They look at them as figures or as
No, I
a
get you there,
visage of
but
a
I'm saying
persona.
where my brain goes, because I know of him as an East Coaster, because
Right.
that's who he's been for decades,
Yeah.
because of his age, one, and two, because he's been in New York for forever.
Right.
So his humor, or what I would see as humor, you wouldn't, because you don't see the East Coast
Oh, I see
humor.
the humor. I just don't care that he's doing
in the
humor.
way I see it.
I'm seeing it as people in this election. This election is so weird and backwards
This election
because-
is complete shit.
because they're both doing the
Because
same
instead
shit.
of Biden walking away sooner
yeah.
and Kamala putting her fucking name up like she should have done from the beginning, instead of being just the I'm gonna be the vice president again
Right.
bullshit that
So
she
I'm
was
not
pulling.
sidestepping anything.
It's just. But I mean, her record's kind of shit too. So why the fuck would I put somebody in whose political record is shit?
right.
He has no political record. The only political record he's got is the first 4 years and everything didn't burn and go to shit. Her political record is, hey, look, Biden hasn't been doing shit because he ate shit and senile, which we've all seen for the last
She's
6
also a prosecutor,
3 years.
has been a senator.
Nah, she got appointed as a prosecutor. Never actually went to any law school.
She did though. She went to like several years of law school and passed the bar. In fact, that was something that your sister pointed out in the van. She's like, you can't sleep with somebody and become a lawyer. You have to be able to pass the bar to become a lawyer
No,
and
you
a
don't.
prosecutor. Yes, you
No,
do.
you don't.
Yes, you do, especially in the state of
Far
California.
enough up the bar, you get appointed by somebody. You don't have to have any
Do you know where my
qualifications.
dad's family lawyer came from?
I probably can.
Michelle. That was
But
in
see,
California.
I don't have an issue with California. Well, actually, I have a big issue with California because they're a bunch
Regardless
of
of
idiots right
anyone's
now, but
politics of California, it is rough trying to become a lawyer in California. She had to
it's
work
rough
hard.
being a lawyer anywhere.
Michelle had to work her ass off to pass the bar in California.
That's like becoming a doctor. You gotta fucking do exorbitant amounts
because
of
me
years.
undermining
The
Kamala
only-
and her efforts of becoming a lawyer would be the exact same thing as me
No,
undermining
see,
Michelle.
I don't have anything against her doing what she did.
Yeah.
I'm saying when she had the job, she did a shitty job. So she's a shitty fucking goddamn lawyer or judge or whatever the fuck her shit was. She was shitty at the job.
What I'm trying to say is she's got
And
credibility.
nobody wanted her as the candidate for Democrats, so what did? They put her in and didn't follow the rules for what a candidate's supposed to be. You're supposed to get voted in to be put
And
on
I'm
the
watching
ballot.
a lot of people
And
on the internet.
she fucking didn't follow the rules, which means she's not a valid candidate.
I'm watching a lot of people literally fall into the trap of claiming things about her because she's a woman and because of her
It
race.
has nothing to do
And
with
she's
her
mixed race
Okay.
and she's a woman.
If she's mixed race, why does she only claim to be black? Why is
She's
she not
both.
claiming to be mixed?
She's both black and Indian.
Yeah,
or
but
Native
she doesn't
American,
claim
whatever it is
Indian.
that she is.
It's Indian.
Well,
It-
she's both.
From Asia.
People are going to
her
literally
mom's from
drop
Asia.
that and acknowledge her race when she loses the election. and then they're gonna laugh at it and rub her nose in it like the losers they
But
fucking are.
She's literally running her mouth. I'm the black candidate. No, you're mixed race candidate. Say it properly. Quit trying to get the black vote back.
And then if
Look,
she
I'm the
wins,
black candidate.
And if she wins, the worst nature of these opposing people are gonna come out.
If she wins, she has not a chance. Snowball's chance in hell to win.
I'm just pointing out the accuracy here.
I love how she's gonna win. She's gonna win. Why are you voting for her? Because she's black and she's female. Oh, like the senile old bitch called Clinton that you were gonna vote in just because she had tits. Why does that make her a valid candidate? Oh,
I have no idea if
because
she
she
won or
wasn't
not.
even a fucking valid candidate to begin with.
Literally back in June, she was barely even like people barely cared at all about her existence because she was vice president, right? And now suddenly
But
after
see,
Biden drops out in July, and then out of nowhere within like a week, she's like raising all this funding, and now suddenly everyone can't shut up about her, and I'm like, funny how that works.
It's not can't shut up about her. It's like, can we get somebody who's actually voted it in as this candidacy, not just here, you were vice president, we're gonna throw you in so that way we can keep the money.
Yeah, and then immediately some of the people on my Facebook started attacking her for being a woman.
I don't give a fuck if I don't care about the whole women or
I'm not
what
talking about
color
you.
of the skin.
I'm talking about people in general
My
on Facebook
bitch
and
is
other places. They're just like Keith and
literally,
women, and it's like
if
women
senile
can be
old
leaders.
grandpa has not been running the country because he's senile old grandpa, then that means this whole fucking shit show is all her fault. Why the fuck would I put the same person that's fucked it
That's
up
where
already
my conflict is. That's
back
where my
in
conflict.
office?
That's
See,
what my conflict
that's
is.
my bitch.
My conflict is she was acting president for the last year or two of Biden's. When you look into so if you as the audience look into how
let's get into
all
the
this
bullshit.
shit works and look into how it works in general.
It's funny we went to politics because TikTok told me to go fuck
Yeah,
myself.
no, we were talking about his fun little sex life and his his little odysseys and shit. And then I went to the meat of what we were going to be talking about is some of the stuff. As soon as TikTok goes TNT. Anyway, if you were looking at how it works, if you're looking at how it works and everything, you'd find out with either horror or surprise or both on the fact that when Joe Biden they're trying to cover up his health issues, trying to cover up his AIDS, trying to cover up this and that. If you look into it, you'll find out that there is a thing where the person that's vice president can act as the president and sign the things and sign this and sign that and do the job and yet go completely undetected for so long, and they can do that. So she has technically been your Madam President for the last year or two.
I said 3, but we'll argue about that later.
Right, and so a year or two at least, minimum, of her acting president. So my beef is not with the fact that she's a prosecutor, not the fact that she was, was a lawyer, not the fact that she's a woman or that she's mixed race. I don't give a fuck about any of that. My beef is the fact that we're at where we're at right now, and she's technically been acting president all along. So it's like you can't brand it as being new, you can't brand it as being all these other things if you've been doing this entire time. Because there's being the last voice in the room, there's being limited power as vice president, and then there's being acting president. And there's a giant chance that her and Jill have been doing it this entire time, or her and whoever else is making the decisions while Biden is going, I'm going to bed.
Real money bags?
Yeah, whoever the hell is making the decisions. So it's like him and I can go back and forth about whether Kamala's verified or not, all you want.
I mean,
the truth
that's
is,
my biggest bitch.
Acting president is the beef I have. Is the okay? So if you've been acting, I didn't think about any of it. So I was down for her to run for president. I even told him this back in June. I was like, what if she runs? Like, what if he drops out and she starts running? And he was totally against it. And I was like, well, what if what if? And then
I'll be right back here.
and then July, I had gone into so many hours of overtime and was just burying my head, grinding and everything. And then at some point, I was like, a lingering thought in my head occurred. I was like, wait a minute. Him and I have been talking about doing that thing for years now, of me being vice president, him being president, that sort of thing. And I'm like, okay, well, let's insert myself in the situation here. Like, what would I be doing if I were in that role? And then I suddenly realized, I'm like, I would be hoping that she would be doing some of the same stuff. But I'm more progressive moderate. See, I used to be conservative moderate back in my 20s. Now in my 30s, I'm closer to progressive moderate. I realized that in the car, I was like listening to Dawn for a while, and then I was listening to Kamala for a while, and I was like, I just suddenly realized I don't even know what I would classify myself anymore as. Like, I'm just a guy who votes and like has views on some of this stuff, on quite a bit of it. And so I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, I think it was mid-July. Mid-July, I looked it up. Looked it up, and I looked up, you know, acting president of the United States. And it said that if the president is ill in health, if they do not pass certain tests that they do for acuity tests and otherwise, no matter what anyone says, doesn't matter what the public's saying, doesn't matter what the rivals are saying or anything. They literally have a doctor, and they have officials that are in the office building with Joe, and they do tests on him to make sure, and they do this week by week or daily, month by month. Sometimes it's just month by month, especially if like they're not concerned. Like with Barack, it was likely month by month or quarterly. But with Joe, it was like daily or weekly, where they would do little tests on him.
It was every Saturday.
And like they were doing tests on him and stuff to make sure he was fit for the job. And
see, the funny
she
part with that
was
is
acting
he had
president.
a clear mind while doing the campaigning shit.
Yeah.
In 19 and 20, and well, 20 and on, but yeah. And it's like, okay, what drugs were you pumping him full of that kept his mind lucid and being aware that you decided to take him off of? Aha! He doesn't need them. Now we can just let the dumb bitch run this bitch.
Yeah, and then
that's my issue.
And I've seen some.
Because that's what it looks like.
I've seen a million headlines because I'm an idiot and signed up for Newsbreak, but like. I saw like a million headlines talking about this shit, and then I saw a new headline, I think today, that was saying that that they might be trying to slip her in as president before his tenure's even over. So, and that was something that Donald Trump talked about, was that they were going to probably do that. Is they were going to probably try to slip him in.
Other people I've been hearing
slip her in as president before the votes even counted and before Biden is even left office in January.
Well, they were talking about he's dead. He's possibly dead. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw this. He were showing me some of those conspiracy theories on TikTok and otherwise.
Because they hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
And then like he pops up like the next week, and I'm like, okay, he's not dead yet. That was my only thought. It's like conspiracy theories are fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy the shit out of them. I mean, fucking
Yep.
ran this podcast on him a couple times for shits and giggles.
Yeah, for like a few episodes, it was just nonstop conspiracy theory talk.
Weeks.
It's fun. Because it's fun. It's fun.
Oh yeah,
It's fun
dive
talking
into
about
how
conspiracies.
it's nuts and how some of it makes valid sense and some of it's like.
It's like,
maybe
that's
a little
obviously
more
a
details.
myth, or that's obviously fake, but fun to play with. And then we'll look at some of the other stuff and go, that's probably verified but not confirmed. But
it's
like,
verifiable, but they won't put the money into verifying it because they're bitches.
Exactly. Yep. But see, that's the thing, is we have always been this way for the last 3 to 4 years. We can be on opposing sides on various issues, completely aligned on other issues, and yet we're like, okay, cool. Now that we've gone over that disagreement, how are you doing?
Right?
We don't give a fuck.
It's like, alright, I took your shit on your bullshit.
Yep.
How do you feel about it? Well, I still think she's a dumb bitch. Okay, we agree on that. Next.
Yep. Yeah. That's the thing, is it's like that's why I think it was my Aunt Tammy, because my Aunt Tammy and Uncle Arno were shitting on her real bad, and I told him, like, don't shit on her for her race or her gender, shit on her properly, and we're good. And
I mean,
so
that's like,
of course
you
Arno
brought
was
it up
like,
to me, and I'm like,
yeah.
her race and gender have nothing to do with it. She's a piece of shit.
Right, and so they were talking about Arno's like dead set talking about her episode with Willie Brown, but that was like decades ago, and I'm like, what about her now? Because people change, people learn. Hopefully, things happen. You know, that was probably when she was in her 20s and really dumb. I was really dumb in my 20s.
Early 30s.
Yeah, I was really dumb in my
When she
20s.
was doing stupid shit.
I was beyond dumb in
when-
my 20s. So
I mean,
you know.
because as long as it takes to go through the college for lawyers, it's like 6 years. It's
Yeah.
the same as like a doctor. You do 6 years.
Yeah.
And that's before any training on the job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I'm like, well, she literally proved she's a shit lawyer. Or shit, not prosecutor, what was it? Actually, it might be prosecutor, because she was, or it was after she was a prosecutor and then re-up with her lawyer stuff and got set as, I don't even remember what position, because I keep hearing people talk about it, I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's the thing that, well, if that's what she's always done, not really do the full job, do a half-assed job, and then when everybody complains about it, oh, well, shit happened. It's like,
The shitty part about this whole thing
take credit,
is,
or say, yes, I fucked up, and just admit you screwed up, you're sorry for it, and move on.
yeah.
She's never done that. That's why it's like, nope, she hasn't apologized for it, so she didn't think she did anything wrong, so she's still a piece of shit.
Yeah, so if you...
That's where my brain goes.
And that's a fair assessment, too. Because, like, if you don't own up to your shit and you don't try to fix it, you're just going to keep repeating the same bullshit. And then it's just
that's
going
why
to
I
keep
said
going
I
on.
don't want her as president, because of she has never admitted she's fucked up and said, yes, I screwed up, I'm sorry.
That's my
That's
beef with
my
Trump, too, though.
biggest bitch.
Is Trump doesn't apologize either or say he did anything wrong. In fact, he'll go on about how great he is.
Well, that's his narcissism.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm a narcissist, but I'm not that type of narcissist.
Yeah, no, you'll admit when
I'll
you fuck
boast
up.
myself, but at the same time, yeah, but I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, he'll go on about how much he fucked up and how much he'll be like, shit happens. And then, like, and he'll go on about how...
move past it.
He'll be like, oh, well, I fucked up here, here, and here, but we're going to get through it, and we'll figure it out.
I mean, I admit my faults and say, well, shit happens.
He literally said that. There was a video that someone reacted to on TikTok, and it was a video of Donald Trump, and we were sitting there in the car. He's smoking a cigarette, I'm vaping and shit. We just got back from Maverick, and he's sitting there looking at him, and he's like going, just admit you fucked up. and I was like going, oh, hey, you're saying that about Donald, huh? And he's like, I said about anybody. Just admit you fucked up, asshole.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Yeah.
But see, that's where, like, some of the stuff you tell me, and I'm like, I see that as a joke, not as him being serious, because of what goes through my head being an East Coaster, my brain goes, there's a funny joke.
Right.
I mean, plus, like, with the whole Twitter/X thing, it's like, say whatever the fuck you want. If people get the joke, they're gonna laugh at you. If they don't, you're a fucking... and they're gonna try to burn you alive. You know me. Light me, bitch. Because I don't care. You know you're a real asshole. You know, you calling me an asshole makes you a pussy, so... okay, cool.
Right.
And everybody's like, did you just, like, say he's an asshole and smile about it? Yep.
To be fair, though, I'm glad that Pence did not step up that much during the Trump tenure, because if Pence had stepped up more, we've already talked about the fact that it would have been worse.
I mean...
I think I got kicked out of a Facebook group yesterday because I was talking shit on...
But see, here's the funny part. Did he say that as a joke because he knew the guy was a complete shitbag and it wouldn't work? Or did he say it because he's like, let's see what people think. Here's the shit. Grab the pitchforks and torches. And he's like, okay, that's the reaction. That's no longer in the ballot for shit that I could actually do or get away with because nobody likes him. That's why he's talking so much shit on...
J.D. Vance?
No, on Kamala.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Trump's talking so much shit on her because, like, nobody wanted her as the candidate. Nobody wanted her to run because she's literally proven she's a shitty politician. She doesn't know how to do her job when she has a job. Because of the few times that she's fucked up or the crap that's happened that she'll never admit to. And it's like, yeah, she wasn't a viable candidate then. Hey, look, the old bastard's senile and on
the other
shit
beef
nuts.
I have is that the people that want to vote for her are doing it for identity politics. They're not doing it because of policy. Like that was literally one day I was looking up. That's why I was looking up the Trump plan.
That's literally what I've been listening to. She hasn't said anything about what her policies she wants to do. She's letting her VP ride along, run his mouth, but yet he's literally proved he's a lying piece of shit because talking about being in a war with a gun, when literally as soon as war came into where he was, he moved his ass and didn't actually hold a gun or actually participate
So he's just as bad as Trump then.
He's just as bad as
The
she is.
draft dodger. That was the talking
mean,
point. I noticed I put in quotes because I don't know what happened back then. I only know what they said.
If that's the case, then so was the second Washington.
Not George
son.
Washington the first, but the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idiot. He was a fucking
Draft dodger.
okay. That was what everybody was bitching about when he first went in for the first run to get into office.
Yeah.
That was literally the entire bitch.
Huh.
I literally listened to it while going through fucking high school. I was literally listening to everybody complain about, why are we putting in the fucking draft fucking Dodger? So if he can be president for fucking 2 terms, 8 years, shut the fuck up about Trump, bitch.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna cuss about the other guy who did it, I think that was like 4 presidents ago.
Yeah.
Fuck off, shut up.
Yeah, and the sad part is I wanted RFK still.
I mean, like I said, we'll see what happens in November. If he jumps over to Trump,
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, done. We vote in Trump because at least RFK will kick Trump in the nuts and go, bitch, don't do that. This is what we need to do.
Yeah, no, RFK plays hardball.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, RFK plays hardball. Like,
he knows his shit, and he's like, well, that, because he has the issue, because ringworm or whatever with this whole situation. It's like, that happened. So if he didn't have that, would y'all be bitching he's old because he'd be more able to speak straight and being a...
Maybe he would take Donald Trump to the gym.
Maybe he'd fucking lay Trump ass out.
Yeah. Like,
but, I mean,
they like to act like Donald Trump is this big alpha male or whatever.
Was old guy who we know senile and losing his fucking mind. Guy who's not really lost his mind, just lost his capability to talk straight. The asshole who talks straight but tells you all, go fuck yourselves. Here's the chart. Look at the shit. Fuck you. I didn't do a shit job.
Donald did offer him a place in his administration.
Like I said, I'm just waiting for that to happen, and if it doesn't, then it's everybody vote RFK.
Yeah.
Until the rest of them go fuck off, try again next time, or just, no offense, you're old, give up now.
Yeah, it was
people my age and your age, or 35, right at the age to put your name in for president, fucking go for it. Quit letting all the old bastards do it.
By the way, fuck you, Vivek Ramaswamy. You know why? Why fuck you?
Because you fucking jumped out, bitch.
Because you dropped out. And I wanted you to at least try harder.
I'd actually fucking put Mike on him. Because he's around my age.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. He got to where I wanted to get to by that age.
Yeah.
I'm down, homie.
I'm still sore about that. Like, I really am.
No,
like, after I saw he dropped out,
I'm not as sore as you are, but I'm pissed
I was like,
about
you motherfucker.
Right? Close out TikTok real quick. So that way you're not just killing me ready for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was very sore about the fact that Vivek dropped out, because I actually liked him.
Well, he's still, from what I've seen about him, he's still running around talking about, but he's talking about how Trump's going to do this stuff, and that's why he dropped out, because Trump talked to him, and he's like, okay, do it with me. That's why he dropped out, because he can still do all the stuff he was talking about as one of the cabinet or staffers.
Right.
So it's like, okay, he's not a complete asshole, but it's like, okay, I can do it, and then I don't have to fight against Trump. So this might be a little bit easier.
I mean, because Trump is a giant powerhouse with his name.
That's
giant raging powerhouse.
That's basically the reason he said he did it.
He's literally a Trump card.
I've listened to a whole bunch of shit about the guy and interviews he's done since he's dropped up, and that's literally been his biggest viewpoint. I can do more as a member of his team than I can trying to run against him and lose the fucking race for no good goddamn reason.
Yeah. What's even funnier
it makes sense to me.
What's even funnier is that Donald is actually, despite the fact that everybody thinks that he's this big powerhouse guy, he's literally
Satan incarnate.
Yeah, he's literally signing up for the most non-powerful job in existence. It's really oversold. And that was something that my Aunt Lisa actually talked about. in the chat, the family chat.
Me and you've discussed
we were,
it in excess also.
Yeah, we were going
it's
back
like,
and forth about it.
Are you all just fucking stupid? Do you not realize
Yeah.
that you don't get to do half the shit you think you can do?
Yeah.
You're not actually in charge. You gotta go through committees and shit, so that way you're not just the fucking king.
Mm-hmm.
Which was like the whole point of fucking starting the United States.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I was sitting there listening, because Lisa was talking about it, and I was going back and forth with her about it, and being like, you know what, you're actually right. Like, we get, I think the public gives that role way more power than it actually has.
Well, because as the president, you gotta go through the Senate and the, Parliament.
Yeah.
Or whatever the other one is. It's Senate and...
Senate and Congress?
Yeah. Congress.
Yeah.
Brain fart. Age.
Yeah, no, it's so weird how much our country functions without information.
And one of the most
information.
recent things I've heard, and this is just one of the random like videos that pops up on my shit,
Yeah.
is which is why I'm against it, Kamala, is because all the stuff she's talked about or wanted to push through, that she tried to push through or has talked about before she became the candidate, was literally talking about socializing or turning America into the next Russia and China, basically, by the law she wants to pass. Plus,
Which law?
oh, I don't know off the top of my head, but no, her policies that she wants to do.
Because I heard her talk at rallies, and she was talking about trying to help strengthen the middle class.
That's what
There's
Democrats always say.
This is stuff like she was going through some of the talking points at the rally. I wanted to hear from either side, from either candidate, both of them. I wanted to hear a breakdown of what their exact plan is on both sides. And so far, I have not heard it yet. I've only heard talking points and rambling.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Like,
But it's also, you have a limited time.
not really.
But, yeah. Well, we can only get the venue for 4 hours. It'll take you 4 hours.
They are doing debates, so I guess we'll find out whether or not it actually is informative or if it's just a bunch of yelling.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because we already remember what happened when he debated Hillary. That was a circus. That was a disaster.
No, that wasn't a disaster. I found that quite fucking hilarious. Especially when he's like, you know what? You want to talk all this shit about me with my money and me with using the tax code to get myself from paying taxes for a few years because one of my companies went under and I lost this much in it. But guess what? So do all these fuckers that have donated to her. They do all the same shit I do, so fuck yourself, you hypocrite.
Yeah.
But yet, one of the most, I don't know if he did this in last election or the one that he lost in 2020, talking about like, yeah, but see, here's the funny part about everybody else. They all use their donors.
Yeah.
I use my own money, so go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
That's where he's like, the two presidents that have been JFK and the other one that was an attempt assassination, or actually got assassinated, Roosevelt, I think.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, they both talked about and used their own monies to get into office, and then they got.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed out, well, he's using his own money, and just here recently.
Yeah.
Like less than a fourth of an inch away from. So.
Real quick, I want to divert a little bit and let you guys know that I am getting closer to the finishing point of a rough draft of a book. He was actually sitting right next to me while I was writing a little bit, and got through a chapter finally.
Real nice to my lady friend.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, basically going to be working towards getting the rest of that rough draft at least written tonight after this podcast is done. At some point tonight, because tonight's technically my Saturday, even though it's technically Thursday, Friday, and so
it's almost Friday.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spend some time and actually, because it's not going to be a long chapter anyway. And so once the rough draft is done, then after that it would just be editing. But working towards getting an actual book done this year, and then that way I can have something going for myself, creatively speaking. And then after that, I'm going into a trilogy, which is going to be just one big book split up into 3. But that's the update. That's the diversion. Now back to our regular show.
Our regular bullshit.
Yep.
Well, but I mean, with this is my issue. And this was my issue, and it has always been my issue. We need a non-politician in office. Trump wasn't a politician.
Yeah.
He tried, actually worked pretty fucking hard to do all the shit he said he was going to do.
I am actually quite
I didn't always
by how hard
agree
he is
with
to become president.
what he did,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't live in a fucking pile of bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with the lesser of two evils, I'll take it.
Yeah, we also got more money with him.
Yeah, well, before idiot came into office, Grandpa who can't think straight came into office, you were a lot closer to being able to get, with the way the market was, into a house.
Yeah, it
Then
was.
you fucking are now, because right now it's like impossible. Dude, I can't even get into an apartment, and I'm supposedly on government funding. Then how the fuck do I make $1,000 a month instead of $2,000 so that way I can afford to live?
Yeah.
Oh wait, because the government says that's why I don't trust the Democrats, because right now they're fucking me being on disability, so I can't have enough money to fucking live on my own. Dude, I can barely survive with what the fuck I got right now.
I'm having to do like fucking 12 to 13 hours a day overtime.
Just to scrape through.
Yeah, just to scrape through. I clocked as much overtime as I did, and I don't even know if it's gonna be able to stay saved. Like, that's where we're at.
I might just start setting a timer and just running off to the gym after your kids go to school. I might leave when Calypso takes the tiniest school age one to school.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna fucking disappear. I'm gonna go work out until the muscle explodes or I'm dead. Starting next week, because I have a visitor this week and I'm gonna be occupied. So I'll get my extra workout in. You saw me. That was one of the funny parts about me being with Martha. I rode the shit out of her for 1 month, and then it was off and on, but I worked my magic.
Yeah.
For that second month, and I was at like 174. I'm at, if I'm wearing full jeans, shirt, and my boots, I'm at 184 to 186.
Yeah.
So if I'm like wearing this sort of stuff, like at the gym, the minimum amount of clothes, I'm 179, 176, depending on the day of the week.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start hitting the gym so hard, I'm just gonna and if she becomes regular, and actually we start dating, and she starts feeling more comfortable with me, lets me around her kid, or just come down to her place, you know me, I'll get fit as shit fast as fuck. Plus I also have some ideas on her on how to work in a workout while in the middle of fun time. I mean, I will anyways. But you know. My brain's like, how can I get more muscle out of this? So that way next time I'm more chiseled.
Yeah.
So right now I'm just trying to get chiseled. Not ripped, just chiseled.
Yeah.
I've missed my point to keep it on the 11th of every month, I think. Oh wait, what's today?
Today is the 16th.
Yep, nope. I want to keep it on the 11th every month. I forgot to go on the 11th, which I think was a Sunday, to go do the body scan thing.
Yeah, body scan. We've been trying to get around to doing that every so often.
The last
11th was actually a
June and
Sunday,
July.
as you were saying.
June and July, I got them right on the 11th.
Yeah.
And from June, me literally 2 months of just straight sex.
Yeah.
I'm a badass and weird. I was not good on the muscle, but I was good everywhere else. lost because my fat was way, way lower.
Yeah.
And in July, I was actually optimum muscle, optimum weight, lower fat, and I was only like 1 or 2 years older than I am now. So I have a constant lady in my life who actually let me love the fuck out of her, physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
There will be no stopping me. I will be fit as fuck and be like, lightweight.
Yeah.
But that's what I need to get into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell her too. Well, I won't tell her until I take her on Monday morning, but so Jose, you might have to be sitting in there. You might have to sleep in the chair I was sleeping in for a couple days. Because she wants to stay the whole weekend, so.
And she says she's in where?
Huh?
She says she's in Utah?
She's only an hour away. I won't put this shit to test my body.
Yeah.
I had one girl that was down south, literally halfway between the trip of going to see Nephi next week.
Yeah.
She was halfway back. Yeah. So it's like, whatever, homie.
Yeah.
I was going to, and then she brought up Apple gift cards. I'm like, you stupid cunt. Nope. Okay, you just go. But what about this app? And what about this app? I'm like, I ain't giving you no money, bitch.
Yeah, they're always talking about gift cards.
Or Cash App or this. Oh yeah. By the way, Cash App, if anybody wants to donate to help somebody who's on disability, it is $KARNAGE6778. Freaking social media bullshit.
Yeah.
That's my Cash App. I figured it'd make it easier. I might start posting it or putting it up on TikTok and a few other places.
Yep.
Because fuck you, I'm broke as shit and I need money. So unless I get a sugar
mine's
mama,
TPAW.
fuck off.
Mine's TPAW, if I remember correctly. It's TPAW with the $sign at the beginning. If you want to donate
For
money.
Cash App?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
so
for
if
a
you
couple
have
times.
$50, he gets 25, I get 25. So that way maybe we're not completely fucked.
Yeah.
He's got 4 kids. I'm just trying to get back on my freaking feet after a divorce where I got basically told to go fuck myself. But that's also why I've been telling any female I've been talking to that, hey, here's the thing. We don't have to get married, that's fine. But guess what? For every kid I have, it's like $600 a month right now.
TPAW 91.
Okay. Cash TPA.
Yeah, Cash TPAW
91.
Yeah.
Well, when let me take Karnage because apparently somebody else said it. So I'm like, alright, I'll just use my social media, 6778.
Yeah.
And if you add it all up, and then add the numbers together, and then add the numbers together, I am Karnage #1.
Pretty much.
I am Karnage. We're the people now. I think, yeah, it was, you said Nico, that was like the whole thing. You're coming to the chaos, the fun.
Oh yeah, Nico was utterly overjoyed by the fact that I was becoming way more chaotic, or at least way more chaotic neutral.
Yeah, and they're like, I see Tim, Karnage, is rubbing off on you. What? Oh yeah, that's why I like him. He's like completely in the fucking goddamn, yes, fire, more chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of me in general. Hey look, everything's burning. At least my fingers will be burning.
Yes.
You're just standing next to the bonfire warming your fingers and my toes. Your toes aren't that close. They don't need to be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny because you brought that up. I think it was earlier this week or last week.
Yeah, I
because
brought
we
it up
didn't
a couple
podcast,
times.
I figured I'd bring it up.
Yeah, because I was not feeling it last week. I was just so toasted by everything.
You were fried from all the overtime.
Uh-huh.
And with Hoseby having the birthday dinner, you kind of had to cut that short this Tuesday, so
Yep.
that also helped a little.
Yeah,
Because you
it did.
seem less drained.
Yeah, I seemed less fried. Because of the fact that I put less hours in. Which is going to suck for later for the paycheck, but I'm going to put more hours in.
No. It's not going to suck less for the paycheck. You just got to fuck your wife more and you stay happy. Hey, I have depression. I hate my life. I hate everybody in my life. You getting laid daily? No. How about weekly? No. Are you married or in a relationship? No. Go find somebody. You'll be happy.
Yeah.
What about you? You don't have any of that. I don't need that to be happy. I just need more people to talk to. Wait, what? I just need 1,000 people to talk to that'll... I'll have more people to talk to that I know what to do with.
Yeah.
Other than that, can't give a shit. If I get a lot of sex, I'm just happier in general anyways. But it's also good for your health. No offense to any of the females watching this, or females in general, but your bitches, he wants it too much. No, he wants it as much as he's programmed for. If you have an issue with it, take care of your trauma that has to deal with sex, because sex is good for your health, good for your mental health, good for your emotional health. And if you fuck the shit out of your husband more, guess what? You'll both be happy.
Yep.
Jesus. Now I'm sorry. I've been listening to the crap since I was a kid, women bitching about fucking their husband. Should have been fucking then.
Yeah, no,
Then maybe he won't be an asshole.
Too.
Maybe you won't be a fucking bitch.
Me too. As a product of divorce and a resident of California from years and years ago, and watching women and men do that bullshit to each other, it's like dudes and chicks, both of you.
No, dudes, because dude is gender neutral. So fuck yourselves on y'all's bullshit.
Yeah. So either one of you, either party, if you fucked more, you might actually be happier.
Right? Why are the Mormons, why are the Catholics, why are the people like the Muslims happy? Because they fuck a lot. But they have like fucking 10 kids for the house. Yeah, 10 kids. Guess what? That means they fuck a lot.
Yep.
The more you fuck, the more kids you have. Guess what? That's just how it works. But if you don't want to have kids after you have the first couple, have him get his nuts clipped, or no offense, get your shit tagged.
I've also noticed, this is just a casual observation of mine, the less sexually active you are, the more miserable you are.
And the more shitty you treat other people. That's what I was literally saying. The shit out of my ex, she was happy. Then when she started putting the brakes on and pushing me away, what happened? She no longer got happy. She turned into a fucking cunt bitch.
Yeah, she was turning into an angry person.
Yeah, because she wasn't getting enough dick. And whose fault was that? Hers. I was always amped and ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I'm built anyways, but you know.
Oh yeah, no, every time I came over, first couple months that I was dating a sister, I would come over and I'd see Teresa out back, and they'd be out she'd be out to smoke a cigarette or whatever, and she'd be like half naked, and I'd just be like, hey, what's up? And she'd be like, hey, and I'm like, you're happier than normal? And she's like, yes, I am. And I'm like, did you hit him? And she's like, we're married. And I'm like, oh, that's right, yeah. I mean, cool. And she was just happier than hell. And then like years and years later, it's like suddenly out of nowhere, she's more stony faced, more pissy,
bitchy,
more angsty, and I'm like, what happened? And then I look over at this guy over here, and he's like, she ain't letting me get it or anything. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that happened. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, huh? Did she not learn the first time? He's like, no. Because, I learned myself.
That's why all of Martha's relationships were shit, because she got with men who didn't have high sex drive, which means nobody was fucking, so everybody was miserable.
Yeah.
She was with me. I fucked the shit out of her for the first month. She couldn't fucking barely walk and was bitching I was fucking her too much. And then when I dialed it back a hair, she got all bitchy and cranky. I'm like, see, you need dick daily.
And for all those
and she got pissed, and you heard me tell her she needed dick daily.
Yep.
That's why she was being a cunt bitch.
Yeah, no, I was actually, it's funny, his sister has actually gone and made that commentary about women out there, where like they get all, as she called it, crotchety.
Because they ain't got nothing between their crotch.
Yeah, and I would be like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? And she'd be like, because she's not getting any dick, obviously she's so pissed off. And so it's like, and so recently he started throwing that back at her and being like, well, if you got dick from your husband or try to get dick from your husband, you may actually be less pissy, Calypso. And she's just like, that's not the problem. And he's like,
Yeah, it is.
exactly the problem. and then,
I call it the fuck out.
Yeah, and then I was pointing out to her, I was like, well, technically, if you think about it, with where my upbringing came from in California, a lot of the people that were pissed off at each other were people that didn't put out or didn't receive very well, and they would go around screwing other people or screwing other people's spouses, and then get each other fighting each other for no freaking reason when they could have just been boning each other and being happier.
Yeah, it's like the thing I was showing you. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It might have been earlier today about the. You mean the baby daddy? No. I'm the dad.
Yeah, no.
I'm not the baby daddy. I'm not the freaking child support payer. I take care of my kids. She's not my baby mama. She's the mother of my children.
Yeah, she was.
Her whole dynamic and the way she was saying it with the anger and the veer, it's like
aggressiveness. Yeah.
Clearly, you are a dumb bitch. 1 and 2. You were raised in a single mother family where men are evil because your mom got knocked up, then decided he was a dick, even though she knew he was a worthless piece of shit when she got knocked up. Right. So that means your mom's a bitch.
Right, and didn't do anything healthy to try and fix it.
Oh, that's like another video I saw. It was a chick talking about, I was raised in a single mother home. I did all the things. I got a job. I bought my own house. I'm doing all this stuff by myself. God, it sucks. I wish I would have just gotten a man and got married. Because I'd have been way more happier. 1, fucking the shit out of my man, somebody I love. And 2, I'm doing all the shit a man does. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yep.
That's like another video. The same guy who was telling her to quit talking. Her language and her tone was wrong.
Yep.
Like, I think it was like 4 or 5, like... No, it was like 20 swipes later. He popped back up. And the chick was like literally yelling at him about something. He's like... But see, there's your issue. He's been at work all day. Your job, the feminine job, come home, cook the food, take care of the clothes, help the kids. His job, go work his ass off, come home, clean the gutters, repave the roof, fix the roof, do the plumbing shit, do this, do that, do the oil change for your car, or go to a garage that he knows where they're not going to fuck you and completely screw your car just so they can make more money off you. That's what a guy does. This is your stuff. This is his stuff. You're the one who said, I want to work.
Mm-hmm.
You might not have had to, but in the way today's market, you have to. So shut up and do your portion.
Yeah.
It's not his job to do your shit. It's his job to do the masculine shit, the husband / father stuff to do.
Yes. And by the way, also, just to tap on that, the teachers came by to visit, Phoenix's teachers, and they came in to see her and stuff, right? And he was just talking about the whole man versus woman stuff, right?
Well, it's everybody has their job.
I was talking to the teachers while doing laundry with the wife. We were both folding laundry. Phoenix is all hyped up, goes and talks to the teacher for a bit. Teacher stays near us and stuff. I'm talking to them about finding out from them that they're Supernatural fans and that they like Comic-Con, this and that. It's an overall nice visit.
Good people.
Yeah, overall nice visit. And the ladies are beyond shocked because here is a man with his kids and his wife, and he's folding laundry.
See, and I don't see an issue with folding your own laundry.
And they're shocked.
But if you're going to yell at me because I'm not doing the laundry,
right,
or I'm not doing our laundry, you can go fuck yourself.
Right.
Because I dealt with that in my last marriage, and here's the truth. I did all the laundry. I did all the cooking. Bitch wouldn't wash a dish. Bitch wouldn't get up off her fat ass and do anything. I did everything, and then she complained.
And then she'd harp on him because he didn't change the laundry over, even though he did it the last time, and then folded it as well.
I did everything in the house.
He's done random TikTok videos of him just cleaning off the counter and doing dishes. I watched them and hearted them.
Yeah. I've done more shit that would be considered a woman's job And especially if I get with a lady that's like physically abled and I gotta be the one at home being the at-home parent because I'm on disability and can't go work.
Right.
One, because of my disability, and two, if I did, government would try to slit my throat. Fucking assholes. It's the thing of, I don't mind doing house shit. But if I'm gonna do house shit, I want my reward. I want some pussy.
It's fair.
And I'm sorry, the ex-wife, now ex-wife, wouldn't fucking Annie up. I did everything around the house. I cleaned that house from fucking top to bottom when we were in apartments, when we lived here, when fucking we were in the house. She's like, you don't do shit. I'm like, bitch, I do more than you do in a day. Fuck you. You're hiding on your computer or phone.
Yeah.
I hide on my computer or phone, but I still do shit.
Yeah. Like, if you're still doing... That's the thing, is that's how my dad raised me, though. That's how Jason raised me,
you
too.
do your portion.
Was you get your stuff done, and then, you know, you don't... And I never heard anything from Jason about any of it, because we'd wake up, we'd get the room clean, we'd go and on Saturdays, we'd clean the bathrooms. Had the one bathroom. I went and cleaned my dad's bathroom, too, when he was at work. And then we'd go and clean the kitchen, clean the dishes. Everything was done within about 2 hours, and then after that, I went back to my video games, and all Jason did was come into the bedroom, ask me how I was, let me know that what we're gonna do for later in the day, if we were gonna do anything, and then
Make sure you drink water.
Right, exactly. and then after that, no, don't give a fuck. Only time he ever gave me any guff after that was if I was sick or something, and he was like, "You should probably lay down. You should probably take some rest. You should probably, you know, if you don't, you know that if you don't take rest and you're just on that computer all day, you're gonna be sick." And so then when Andrew laid down and slept the entire day, and he was back up and everything, of course he gave me shit because I was feeling sicker than a dog, and he's like, "Told you to just freaking lay down, dumbass." And so, like, you know, the stuff like that, like, he didn't give me guff after that. It was literally just, get your shit done, get all that stuff done, I don't care. I'm here for you, I'm here to help you and stuff. I don't care. If your stuff's done, you'll never hear a single complaint from me. He told me that over and over again growing up. He was like, you'll never hear a thing from me if all your stuff's done. In fact, if anything, I'll want to do it with you. And there was several nights or several days where, us kids with the adults were playing Gauntlet in the living room, and he was playing with us and stuff.
Nice.
And he had the warrior character, and he had, like, one of the other characters. And in fact, there was one time where he decided to be smug and be like, hey, I leveled the character up to level 100 while you were at school. And you know, and it was, you know, being a smart ass dick and stuff. But it's
a fun smart ass sort of thing, yeah.
But it was the type of thing, it was like, you get your shit done, you get your stuff done, we have no issues. Right. If you don't get your shit done, you're going to hear from me a little bit. And I'll even give you shit while I'm helping you do it. And I'll even show you how it's done and give you shit in the process. Like, that was the thing. And so it's like, that's why the way the last few years have been with a certain person have been mystifying to me. Because I'm just like, that's not how I was raised at all. Like, yeah, I got the physical stuff.
Yeah, you literally saw what I've been talking about. No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
Fucking monkey out of his ass to bitch about the monkey, he just took a shit.
Uh-huh.
Or he just shit out of his butt. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
And no matter what you do,
fucking fat ass.
And no matter what you do, it's always wrong.
Nah, see, the last time he did that to me, I told him, you know what? You can shut your fucking mouth because you told us as soon as we start working a full-time job, you shut the fuck up. I work a full-time job. Do what the fuck you promised. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Unless you're gonna ante up and go do your fucking shit and clean your own dishes. And clean up the dishes I dirty while making you food. Shut the fuck up.
Right. So
yeah, no. Because he tried that shit with Teresa here when we first got together. She's like, fuck you, dude. I work 40 hours. Just like you. Well, I work more than 40. Yeah, but I've heard from all of your kids. If somebody lives here and they work 40 hours, you, out of your own goddamn mouth, will shut the fuck up and leave them alone. You're not shutting the fuck up. Follow your own rules.
What's funny is I worked 106 hours on this last check.
No, so if you ever hear him mention, shut the fuck up, I did my 40, I did more than 40, the fuck you do this week?
Not only did I do 106 hours on my last check, I also cleaned the dishes every day. I made sure that my kids' room got cleaned. I made sure the living room was picked up and taken care of. I went through everything.
You went nuclear this last week, and I'm like, Okay, cool.
Yeah, I went nuclear
I
as fuck.
just sat back to the ladies.
Yeah, I went nuclear as hell, and everybody's like,
Because
what
my
the
thing
hell
right
is up
now
his
is,
ass? And it's like,
I gotta get there.
taking care of shit.
Because, I mean, you saw me the first, like, 2-3 months I was here. I was so much, everybody's like, the fuck's going on? I'm bored, have nothing to do.
Yeah.
1. 2. I need something to do. Opportunity popped up to freaking snatch Martha. Snatch! Took me less than a week. He's like, I don't wanna put a label of relationship on it. That's fine, you don't have to put the label. I'm sorry. You let me fuck you.
Then she was going around telling everybody at her work that you were her boyfriend.
I'm going to keep fucking you until you tell me to fuck off or kill me.
Yeah.
I'll never tell you to fuck off. Then she told me to fuck off. I'm like, lying bitch.
Yeah. No,
and I called her afterwards. It's like, well, you're not keeping to your promises, bitch. I ain't fucking anybody else. I ain't running around on you. I take care of the kid. I don't complain because I actually like hanging out with the kid. I like being a dad. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Quit being a lying cunt. Why don't you let me fuck you more so that way you're happy and stupid? Like you were last month.
Yep.
And that's when she got bitchy because I called her out on her shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It was funny is your sister today, because I brought it home, like, by the way, I hope that Mary liked the fact that I did this, or this, or whatever. Or I wonder if you guys are kind of losing your mind because the fact you guys are so used to the culture in which the patriarch doesn't like doing anything and whines, and then works, and then whines, works, and I didn't whine much of anything. In fact, I barely said much of anything. I expressed myself a little bit of frustration.
The most you expressed was, I think, with me, and I'm just like, okay, just let you get it out, homie.
Right, and it was.
I didn't give you any shit. I just like, all right, you got to get it out here. Have another cigarette. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was barely anything, and so what's funny is she was like, yeah, no, and I saw you cleaning and stuff, and then saw you working your 12 hours or whatever, and then you told me about how many hours you were putting in and stuff. I literally just went, oh, that little overachiever, and I'm just like going, that's what you thought.
That's actually a compliment, whether you realize it or not. For her to say that,
yeah,
that's actually big for to come at her.
Yeah, I know. And then like Mary was just all like, she was like, yeah, no, I saw all that stuff, and it was kind of blowing my mind a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, and I told my TL that I'm not done yet, and she's like, of course not. But like, yeah, no, it was kind of crazy. And if I could manage to finish this rough draft and then start getting editing done, and then hopefully have a release ready for October, maybe.
You will.
Then
you will. There's no maybe.
Then
smack, smack. No negative.
Then
you will.
We're looking at potentially actually having a release this year on top of everything that's already been happening. So it's like, it's going to be pretty insane. And then people are going to be like, what did you go through with this book process? And be like, let's see, this. And they'll be like, and you managed to get a book done? Yep. Fucking crazy.
Because I keep also telling you, don't stop.
Yep.
Because you're like, maybe I should just fucking quit. Don't fucking do that.
Yeah, no, I've literally said that quite a few times, and I've been like sat here with the existential crisis, going, "What am I doing? Like, where am I going with any of this?" And then I'm just like, you know what? I need to just embrace the inner chaos, embrace the inner craziness, and just go.
The sooner you embrace it, the happier
Yeah.
Because I always think it's funny, especially with church people. It's like, but that's Satan. Is it really? Because he's more organized than all you fuckers who hate the chaos. He doesn't work in the chaos. He just goes, let's see what the idiots do. And I just sit back and go, oh look, stupid people doing stupid shit. This is fun to watch. Oh, that's what Lucifer feels like. Cool.
Yep.
Too bad that's not his real name, but I'm going to watch the because it's supposed to be Samael.
Yeah, Samael.
Or at least that's what I remember from before it was translated. It's not Lucifer, it's Samael. Because it being translated to Lucifer, which means bringer of light, is actually Jesus' name. So everybody calls Samael Jesus.
Yeah.
Which is an fucking oxymoron of all. Oxymoron.
Yeah, that is really. It was funny. I'm gonna be putting those characters in the story too.
Oh yeah, we've discussed that. Excellent.
Morning. Woke up and planned my day for a meeting that I thought was for today, but misread, and it's not until a month. But hey, I got energy for some podcast chill. Nice,
I
Jonas.
mean, we're about to end, so
Yeah,
you
no.
can pop in right at the end.
He's really good at that.
He keeps doing that right at the ending. Hi guys, we're about to close down.
Yep.
Fuck. That also tells the difference in where we're at in the world.
Yep. Yeah, no. Jonas Nader, my buddies from Sweden, who I talk to pretty much every day. In fact, he has been a big help on me getting through my overtime, just so you guys know, and getting through everything. Because anytime I'm having a down day or every time I'm having some other thing, I bounce off this crazy lunatic over here, but then I also bounce clear across the world to Sweden with Jonas, and
That's only a fourth of the way around the world.
yeah, and then bounce off him and talk to him about stuff and try to get through it. And did quite a few times I told him about the whole thing that he was just talking about with the whole quitting or whatever, and that
yeah.
too, and and Jonas.
I know. I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah, no, a big part of it was that other voice, and
The one I tell to go fuck off and don't listen to ever.
yeah, a big part of it was
But
that other
I
voice
think also
and
me
him.
being here
Yeah,
and not being inside. Have you noticed how he's kind of bad now?
yeah, a little bit.
So, because I'm not here, and he doesn't feel threatened like I'm taking over, even though, I'm sorry, I already did.
Yeah,
He's kind of dialed down a lot.
yeah, a little bit, but I'm still just like going.
He's not all the way there, and he never will be, like we've
Right.
talked about. Broken
Yeah.
soul, broken brain.
Yeah, yeah, it's like. So I'm just like, that's why I'm like, when I do
You can't
officially get
fix
the
all broken tools.
when I do officially get the draft done, and then after I officially get it edited and everything, I have already promised Jonas that I'm not going to put a pre-order till after the book is actually done. But at the same time, I'm like, when I do get it done, I do want to celebrate it.
Okay.
I just will be more quiet about it around here, less quiet online.
Just make sure you tell me, like, okay, I have to save $20-$30. Okay. Bing.
Yeah.
Okay, it goes into the collection and storage. Shh. Nobody touch.
Yep.
Oh wait, sign it first before I put it in there.
And yes, I do have a title for it, a working title, The Scarred Prince. That's the one I'm working on. I had like 4 other titles that I was playing with. One of them he suggested and just put it in the back pocket for another for another story. But The Scarred Prince, and I think that
Maybe it would be a half novel.
yeah, it's gonna be. I literally nicknamed it book 1.5 or book 2.5 because it's literally like it's a novella, but like it's still a book.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's still
a
an
novella
epic.
it's not 20 chapters, it's only 10. But shut up, here's a book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be like 13 chapters. So, but it's a story that
well, I mean,
is
you
very
understand what I was
introspective.
saying, but yeah.
It's very introspective. I literally the last book. Remember how the last book was crazy and like had squids and other stuff in it and went everywhere at once.
Yeah.
This one is a lot more subdued. It's a lot more
it
mental.
also shows your growth as a writer and as a human.
Yeah, it's subdued, but it's also empowering at the same time. It's a teenage kid dealing with being a burn victim. So he's got a disability, and then he's got a second disability because in the second part of the story, he loses a hand. I Luke Skywalker's ass.
Which one, the right one or the left one?
The right.
Aww.
I go with the
Damn
right.
it, now my left is short.
It's also my strong hand. So when I'm like writing this character
No, I
and I'm
understand.
taking his hand, I'm just like going.
Making a joke.
I'm just like going. Wait a minute. That masturbation's gonna be weird. Book DLC. Nah, but I get that. Good way to let out some more creative things. Yeah, no, definitely for sure. I've been going through some shit in my head the last couple years, and the story seemed like a good way to go about trying to deal with it, especially since I talked about it as a joke, but then I also talked about it as like a potential thing of taking that little time period that where the character was in another timeline, another story idea, and going, huh, I never explored what happened when he got burned by the bad guy. Let's go ahead and go into that and figure out what happened there. And then it spanned into this big long thing, which I knew it would. And so it's going to be a nice way to transition into a book trilogy, because then by the time we get done with Snake in the Dam, which I've already done, this book and then the trilogy, Tammy will be happy because she'll have 5 books by the same character.
No, she still won't be happy.
No, I know she won't be.
Fuck you! It's my book, bitch.
Yeah, I know she still won't be happy. Let's be real. She'll just be like, it's not what I wanted. And I'll be like, that's cool. You still get 5 books by the same character.
That's understandable, but guess what you do? It's called write a fan fiction. Change all the names, and then guess what? Try to publish it yourself.
Yeah, she still hasn't published the second book of Doom Rules.
I mean, I literally remember me and you talking about that, and you threw it at her, and then she went to do it, and then she like...
Yeah, and then she choked and stopped. Like, she got the first book published. The first one, at least.
She can't steal your idea, so fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah, like
I saw that coming. I even said
so,
that.
Yeah, no, she's got like 2 to 12 books that are still being worked on, and I'm like, that's cool. In your own time, that sort of thing, just like me.
Give me the book. It's like your brother. Give me the music. Give it to me. Let me do something, people.
Is that that guy loves to take credit for things that he doesn't do, or at least he gets like kind of passive aggressive when you remind him that he doesn't write the music that he plays.
No.
And remember that we went to Scissors last week?
At Jose's birthday.
Yeah, we brought it up.
He like kind of like steered off. Well, that person doesn't. It's like, well, then you do it.
Yeah, he got
like,
really
what?
standoffish about it too.
I'm like, excuse my cough. I literally told him, well, if you don't want to write the song or finish the write, give me the song as it is. In audio form and
then you made the joke that he was a performance musician. And I was like, wait, you're right. Because he's
that's
like,
not how I said it, but yeah, that's
like,
what I said.
Because like performance musicians do not write their music. What they do is they just perform them. And he
that's why I said
admitted to like,
give it to me.
One line.
I will finish the song for you.
Yeah.
He said, huh? Give it to me. I had to say it like 4 times before he finally freaking either just ignored it or like, okay.
Yeah.
But the change in body language, I'm like, okay, he's either accepted. I told him, quit being a bitch and do it yourself, or hand it to me. I'll do it for you.
Yeah, he wrote one line in one of those songs, and that was it. And I was like,
well, he was hung up on
okay.
one specific song.
Yeah.
He's taking 5. Give me all the shit. I'll finish in a week to a month.
Hell, I offered to give him one of my poems so that he could rewrite it and turn it into a song for Rachel, his girlfriend.
Now, see, no. See, he needs to get off his lazy ass and do that, or I'm going to write her a song as a friend who loves her, brother, and then maybe I'll put in some other stuff in there to see if she notices, so that way maybe he can play it off at his own. But I am going to say, I am getting at least, you better fucking give me credit for writing the fucking song, I'm going to slit your throat.
Right, because he doesn't like crediting people either.
I won't give him a fucking option, dude. I will have so many copies of the song before music's put behind it, including probably on your shit too.
Yeah.
Because you'll help me format it or whatever, so that way we can put like music tones in it and like turn it into a whole. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just sing it and play it out. And if I don't get any credit, copyright, bitch. My song. I wrote it. I have all the proof. I get all the fucking money for this. They don't get shit.
There are literally albums out there that have like 7 people credited to one song.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. If I don't get the credit, which means all I want's 1% of profit, ooh, I get 50 cents. Fuck off. I want what's mine.
Right.
If you want something done, like I told him, if you can't do it, read what he said while I'm talking.
Jonas Nader says, I have 2 stories I plan to make to books. One of them, I even plan out to have some sequel. When I know my studies are done and I have a stable job, I'll try to balance work and writing. Awesome. And I believe you've talked to me about a couple of those.
I'll say something to that. No offense to balancing school and writing. If writing is your fun thing to do, put that as a priority to do that whenever time allows, not when you can schedule it in. Because when you schedule it in, then doing the fun thing is no longer fun. It's just like work and school.
He's right. Like, I tried to do that with my college. I would take 2 weeks because I would get the college weeks were 11 weeks for the course, and during the interim, it was like a 2 week brief period before the next class started, or before the next couple of class started, because it was part time to full time. And here in America, it's 4 classes for college is considered full time, and so I would, be bouncing around between classes and stuff. And there was a couple of times where during that whole run, he told me to stop waiting the 2 weeks to write anything or whatever. He told me to just simply do it. Just do the assignment and then work on writing. Do the assignment and work on writing. And I was like, but then that would overwork me, wouldn't it? He's like, not really, because if you're just doing the assignment and shit, you just spend that rest of that Sunday penning out a couple chapters, and then you slowly work towards getting it done. And I'm like, I did it, and I got a book done.
And you enjoyed every fucking minute of it, too.
Oh, yeah. No, and I also read it out on this podcast.
Being... It's something else I have to do on the list. It's just, no, I'm going to go have fun and do it because I have 2 hours, so fuck it.
Yep.
Then it becomes fun because it's something you enjoy.
Yeah.
If you no longer enjoy writing the story, it sucks. That's why me telling you is like, me, story, verbal.
Literally.
Write it down, it kills me. I mean, you've seen me
Yep.
telling these girls writing bedroom scenes, pornos, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I can't write it. I have to say it. I have to stop and edit it because apparently it doesn't like the word clip. It'll say clip. And sometimes when I say in, it says and. No, not and. Pussy, in, pussy. Fucking autocorrect. Oh, I've been having way issues with that. It's like, I gotta stop.
I also will let you know that it will actually feel, Jonas, like you're escaping when you are doing the writing with the study stuff or with work or with whatever, because you'll be doing all the stuff you're supposed to be doing, and then afterwards you'll be like looking forward to that project you're doing because it feels like you're escaping reality or if you're getting away with something. Oh, definitely. Studies have been the priority now, and what has drowned out my motivation and inspiration to write anything. When I can put them aside, I will write when I feel like it. I mean, yeah, you can do that and stuff, and I can completely understand the motivation
and the mindset,
and especially because school is exhausting for me, especially when you've got to be a dad and have a job. But like at the same time, you still feel like you're getting away with something when you get a book done, especially when you're telling people you're going to college and you're getting a perfect GPA or near perfect GPA at least, and you're still getting a book done. I think my dad got the most passive-aggressive when he found out that I wrote a 700-page book and was going to college and had a job and was a dad. And he got really mad.
He about shit his pants.
Oh, yeah.
Pissed.
Oh, yeah, he was beyond pissed. Like,
because I remember one of the
not a
times
supportive person.
He came over to the apartment. It's like, how are you doing all that? I looked at you. You looked at me. Okay, I'll explain it real quick. And then I just told him what I told you. It's like, it's not a job. It's a thing that you do because it's fun. So every time you're doing it, you're actually getting the break from all the bullshit you have to do and getting to do something you enjoy doing. So that way it's a,
Yep.
It's like with me. She's sitting on my face. I'm happy.
Take an hour out of your doom scrolling, or take an hour out of your time
Just randomness.
where you're like doing random stuff on the internet and you're like clearly bored, but you're doing stuff anyway, and take an hour and write. Like,
and
take
if
out
you
an hour.
can't
Do a
find
sprint.
the mindset to write the story, write what's supposed to happen in the story or the timeline that the story's following, so that way your mind goes into story mode, and then you can actually fill in all the blanks and write the story.
That's actually how I ended up bombarding you with messages at midnight, because you're awake at 8 a.m. at that point, and I'm up at midnight, and literally bombarding you with like tons of text messages about how excited I'm about something. Literally, what I did that week was I fit in little time blocks, like an hour here, hour there, or I would find time right after work, for 30 minutes before the kids pestered me and bugged me to watch Rainbow Friends. I would sit there and take that half hour, or I'd be sitting in the room waiting for them to pass the hell out, and I would be either reading them a story, or if they were already passed out, I'd end up writing an entire scene while I was in the room, and I was writing it on my phone. I was writing down like 1,000, 2,000 words at a time, and I would fit in little time blocks where I would be doing it, and then from like 12 to 3.
I'd actually like to take the stories I've sent you, the erotic scenes, the mini pornos.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to take it in a word counter and just go, how many words did I write for shits and giggles today?
Yeah.
Okay, I did 3 stories today. Let's see how many I got.
Send me them via Messenger and I can copy and paste them.
You could just copy them from the text message.
That's true. I could. Yeah, no, I could put them directly into documents. And then find out.
Just do the most. Do the first one I sent you, because that one was like the longest.
Yeah, no, he sent me a pretty long one.
2 or 3 days ago. Well, but see, I've been trying to write them in paragraphs, and I do sometimes, but if my brain's just going, I just, you get in that mode and it's just like, zing, zing, zing.
Yeah. Suggestions will definitely take into consideration. Hope so, because I'm the guy that has to balance 80 billion things at once, and I'm never having a lot of fun doing it. I'm usually going crazy.
And I'm also bored shitless, so I end up giving myself 1,000,001 things to do, whether
like,
I need to or
I
not.
love hanging out with my kids, and I love, being able to make them happy, and I love being able to do that today, for instance, in the last couple days. But I was literally being like, oh my god, you guys are fighting so much, I might as well just go outside and bait.
And you have been.
Yeah, and I did. I went outside to go bait for a minute, and they were like, where did Daddy go? And then Mommy went, you drove him freaking crazy. And they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Daddy. And I'm like, yeah, you're sorry now.
It'll look like I know on the brain. Yeah, because it shows me on my phone. It doesn't send you the full.
Well, the first one's actually shorter than the second one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I was doing, is I was going through all the plethora of stuff you sent me, so I could kind of see which one was longest, and then go with that one.
The first one. Well, that's nice to know. I mean, I'm really good at writing long stories.
Yeah.
Obviously, by the way that's worked out.
So this first one, just to fuck around and find out, the word count on this one is 660 words.
Nice.
So.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, if you combine.
That's at least a couple chapters.
Yeah, if you can, it's
or a chapter.
660 words is about half of a short chapter. Because a short chapter is anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000 words, 2,500
really?
words. Yeah.
Cool.
So, with that being said, you can write little chunks like that and still put together a project. I personally write anywhere from 2,000 words to 3,000 words, but I usually end up on the days where I'm extremely busy, it's 1,200 to 2,500, and I'm fine with that because my life is chaotic as hell right now. So it's like I'm fine with the shorter chunks because that's how I end up making it work.
I mean, for me,
I have had the sessions where it's 8,000 words at a time, but that was a long time ago.
If I actually just sat down and did this, but the issue I have with doing stuff like this for a book is eventually I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I have no more emphasis to write that book.
Yeah.
Because I've written 30 books, but I've only written 2 to 3 chapters, and then it fizzles.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
I could literally do a seminar on this shit. I myself could because of all my experience doing it. I've literally done it for years.
I mean, me and you've discussed it. I'm great at stories. I'm just not great at writing them down. If I gotta put it down, you've seen me. Halfway through or after I'm done with one scene, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
And yes, this timeline that I have going for Snake and the Dame and all those others, that is staying. Like, I am done with reboots. I'm done with trying
Rethinking it, yeah.
I am done with that. Like, this sequel, The Scarred Prince, is going to be the first literal sequel to the first book, which technically is a prologue to the series. But you get Snake of the Dame, Scarred Prince, and then you'll have your trilogy of Prince of Brimstone, and then you'll have Storms of Blood and other arcs that are in the series currently, and that's just going to be concurrent.
So the first book is the prequel, then the little intermediate to prepare you for the full story.
For the full trilogy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's leave it right there.
Yep.
Because one, I want to stand up because my ass is starting to hurt. And two, TikTok told me to go fuck myself.
An hour and change ago?
Hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
Pussies!
Yep.
Oh, wait, read what he said real quick first.
Jonas Nader says, I love coming up with creative ideas, plots, and twists. When it comes to execute those ideas, I need to be better. We all do. It's fine.
I mean, I come up with great ideas, and then because the laziness hits, I don't go to the gym, or I just find another way to do stuff without actually having to move.
You actually help me out a lot, by the way, Jonas, with like plot developments and with like talking about story stuff and characters, like and like talking about ways of spinning a tale, because you may not think of yourself as someone that's like up there, but like you're pretty awesome in your own right for what you do, and I've seen like some of your short stories that are brilliant and everything, even though you don't believe it.
Self-doubt.
Yeah, you're the one who has actually pushed. Like, I end up telling him, he doesn't know where it's coming from because I don't explain the whole joke. But when I say I'm Ryan Johnsoning this bitch, he doesn't get it. But that came from you, remember? Because it was called inverting expectation, which is something that Jonas is amazing.
Oh, we've talked about that.
Yep. The expectation is to go this route, but he inverts it.
What do you mean? And then you told me, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, we'll be watching a movie or something, and I'll be like, hey, Ryan Johnson, this bitch. And then he'll be like, what? And I'm like, it's like when he inverts the expectation of what is going on in the story. He's like, oh, okay. He doesn't know that it's an inside joke with me and Jonas.
well, no. That's also, we've discussed it, how my brain sees the outcome of the movie within, like, the first 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I know where this is going. I'm going to watch it and enjoy it.
Yep.
That's like Star Wars. Instantly knew Darth Vader was the dad. Fucking Deadpool Wolverine instantly knew where that was going, not just because of the trailer, just because
don't spoil it.
It was obvious for within the first 10 minutes to me, and that's like some of the, like, what was it? Godzilla 1 or Godzilla 0?
Godzilla -1.
-1. Yeah. We're like 10 minutes in. I'm like, oh, okay, I know where this movie goes. Sit back and watch.
Yeah. It was
it was a good movie.
Considered like masterclass storytelling with that one.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no. I already know where this goes. This is like the old ones. And I watched all of those, so this will be fun.
Yeah.
You literally just saw me go, oh, okay, I know where it's going.
If you guys know The Boys at all, the show The Boys, I have a boys moment in the climax of this current story. I was writing it. He thought I was laughing at a Donald Trump video. No, I was laughing at what I wrote. Because I was writing a paragraph in the story, and I wrote the moment that was in there, the beat, and I'm like...
I tried to give you a ha-ha video, and you're like, nope.
And I was so involved. I was just so in the zone. But, like, I was just like going, oh my god, and I was laughing my ass off. Then he played the video again, and then I laughed again.
Yeah.
He got what he wanted. I love talking about aspects of storytelling. I mean, I made a whole rant about how filler isn't always a bad thing, and sometimes can help a story depending on how it is used. You and him would completely have a field day over that, because he loves filler too.
Filler is fun as long as it's done right.
Yeah.
If it's not done right, it screws the story.
Mm-hmm.
But if filler's done right, it's just fun as hell.
Yeah, he debated with me about that for one of these podcast episodes because I
mean,
at that point
what was that,
I
like
was
a year and a half ago?
yeah, no, I was solidly against filler. Like I was just like, no, I don't like doing filler. I don't like writing chapters or scenes that won't go anywhere. And then he's like, no, it's how you do it. It's how you execute it. And we were going back and forth about it for like an hour and a half. And
I remember that.
and then finally I decided to play with it. I was like, okay, well, let's see what he's talking. Let's see what he means. And so I was like, I can always delete it anyway. I can write 1,500 words, play around with it, and see where it goes. Ended up being one of the best parts of the new story.
I remember you telling me the next day you came out for a puff, and I'm just sitting there like, it fucking worked. What worked? This. Nice.
Yeah. I was like, I literally wrote it, and then I wrote and like read the around it and the pieces around the story, and I was like reading the different parts, and I'm like, why did you work? That wasn't supposed to work.
Well, that was the mindset of what you thought a story should be versus, hey, look, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah. It's because of the way that I was taught some of the stuff with some of the classes I was in the seminars I was in.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
yeah, no,
not supposed to do this. You can
and you've talked about it, I'm like, well,
like,
that's one way, but I mean, what if you added this here and this here? Oh yeah, and for shits and giggles, something nobody expected, right there.
Yep.
And I'd go through how I see it in other stories and how I would put in stuff and talk to you about how us talking about Twilight and changing it, how that's just filler stuff that we're putting in to slightly alter the story to make it better.
Yeah.
And you went, well, fuck.
Yep. and then I nuked half the cast.
No, we did that one for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was like, well, this movie's got to have some extra blood. Come on now. Like,
right?
Good quarter of the budget has to be about gore.
Alright, well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, so, did you... Okay, you already said that. Appreciate you for being here, Jonas. You're awesome and amazing as always. Wait, Jonas Nair says, right as I was about to do the closing. Exactly. It's about execution. Sometimes it's nice to see characters that haven't talked with each other bonding. Does they need to bond for the story to work? No, but it improves it. Absolutely.
Yes.
That is one of the things I'm talking about in the story is I decided to mesh in a couple different tones that I don't typically play with and used it as
perfectly.
Filler, but really it's just organic building on character, especially with what they just dealt with in the story. And it worked perfectly, as you just said. So, there you go.
Well, like I said, we've already discussed this. So.
Yep. So, this is TPAW.
Karnage 6778.
And appreciate you being for Jonas. Thank you for your contributions to our chat. And have a week, everybody. We'll revisit this next week.
And it'll be just as random.
Yep. Have a week.
Don't die.